This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football. Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, keeping your home cozy year-round. Morgantown's residential HVAC and plumbing leader for over 20 years. Online at advancedheatingandcooling.info. By HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, West Virginia's choice for physical therapy for over 45 years. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. Find a location near you. Go to healthworksrf.com. By Lang Monument, family-owned and celebrating families since 1874. Located in the Wharf District, Morgantown, and online at langmonument.com. By DPS Land Services, your partner in land management and acquisition, leasing, mineral buying, due diligence, and more. Our expert team makes complex land deals simple. Visit dpslandservices.com. By Vision Homes, building custom homes for area families for over 30 years. Visit askvisionhomes.com and see how easy it is to build a house you're proud to call home. By Patton Building Services. From janitorial to general building maintenance, Patton Building Services believes clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities. Online at pattonbuildingservices.com. And by Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable, portable toilets for every event. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. You're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. 304-282-7210.
Some may say that if you looked from the furthest point from Blacksville, West Virginia, you may find yourselves in Bradshaw, West Virginia. And the home of Bradshaw is Riverview High School, and they take on the Seabees tonight. Good evening wherever you may be listening. I'm Ethan Collins. Joined alongside me, as always, is Chance Collins. Chance, I bring that up because we're going to go into a little bit of story time talking to the head coach of Riverview. Their bus broke down on the way here. Midway here, they had to carpool in a whole bunch of cars that could take off work to come here. They said that they're going to be without some players tonight, but they said, don't worry, everybody who needs to be here is going to be here. And at the same time, you say, well, that's good, but at the same time, well, you could like it if you didn't have some of your starters here tonight, but at the same time, this is going to be a like-for-like challenge here tonight for the Clay-Battelle Seabees. I think this is the team that we have faced on the schedule and will face on the schedule that is a mirror image of your Seabees. Would you agree?
You're going to see a lot more athletes on Riverview than we've seen up to this point in time. I'll even go as far as to say more athletes than Cameron had, even though I think Cameron may have some more high-quality athletes at the top of their lineup there. But, it's interesting as a coach, you're sitting here going, everybody's here that we need to be here. It's not a big ordeal. And that's great to say until the first time you look out as a head coach and your left guard's laying on the ground with an ankle sprain. And now all of a sudden, well, everybody was here we were supposed to have, but now we have an injury. So it'll be interesting to find out, we'll at least keep an eye if injuries would have to happen, which they are a part of the game, if it may affect their depth as an issue. Being a double-A team, they should have more players to, fill in along that route. But let's find out if the bus breaking down maybe wears into that a little bit.
Pre-game weather conditions are sponsored by Advanced Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, keeping your home cozy year-round. Morgantown's residential HVAC plumbing leader for over 20 years, online at advancedheatingandcooling.info. As we come up here tonight, we are at 59 degrees, no chance of precipitation tonight. It's going to be a little bit chilly here tonight. We've still got the windows open. Still got a little bit of a breeze coming off. It will definitely get colder as that cold air comes off the creek. We may see some fog roll in later into the game. But, Chance, perfect football weather, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, for those in the stands, you're going to maybe have a blanket on you. For those who don't like the cold,
definitely a hoodie.
You're going to have a hoodie on. But for the football players, when you're out there sweating, working out and everything else, and the adrenaline's running, it's going to be the perfect weather for you that you hope that keeps you from overheating and maybe cuts down on them cramps that we've seen through a couple games this year.
Starting lineups presented by Lang Monument, family owned and celebrating family since 1874, located on the Wharf District in Morgantown and online at langmonument.com. First, we'll go over the Riverview offense, and then we'll go over the Seabees offense. First, at quarterback for the Raiders of Riverview, Jeremiah DeLong. Yes, Jeremiah. I have double confirmed that with his mother and himself. It is Jeremiah DeLong. At the tailback position, we have Turner Adair. And then at the fullback position, we have Kyle Kennedy. Wide receivers for Riverview are Aiden Garlick, Caden Baker, Ethan Christensen, and a tight end of Bubba Christensen. The offensive line works like this from right to left. It's Corey Vance, Landon Stamper. The center position is Coleman Cook. And then one of the few seniors on this line is on the left side. It is Tristan Mullins and Colton Rowe. Moving on to the CB side of offense, of course, it is the same lineup as it has been outside of Huggy Bear Huggins, who will be out tonight due to injury. He will be replaced by TJ Barr at the left guard position. But starting at the quarterback, we have Corey Cohen, who stats-wise is 40 of 80 for 692 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Also, rushing for Corey Cohen is 39 carries, 222 yards, and 5 touchdowns, which equals out to a 5.69 yards per carry average. The other two tailbacks for the Seabees offense is Caleb Hall, who has 61 carries for 609 yards and 5 touchdowns, a 9.98 yards per carry average, which is absolutely fantastic, almost averaging a first down per carry. The other tailback, Caleb Snodgrass, 54 carries for 402 yards and 6 touchdowns, 7.44 yards per carry. As for the wide receivers, Trey Huggins, who has 3 receptions for 2 touchdowns and 120 yards, most of those receptions coming by the way of Valley Wetzel. Santa Fe, Cody Clovis, 6 receptions for 113 yards and 1 touchdown. Braden Ponceroff, 24 receptions, 411 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Colt Sandy, the tight end position, 2 receptions for 56 yards. Cooper Payton, also 7 receptions for 100 yards and 1 touchdown. As I said, the offensive line goes like this from left to right. Cameron Mercer at the left tackle position, TJ Barr at the left guard. Center is J.J. Doshin, and then the right side is Cooper Statler at the guard and Zach Gump at the tackle. We'll be right back after we take an extended break. We'll have keys to the game and kickoff coming up here on WAJR.com.
Your child doesn't have to leave home or go to college to build a future. The energy industry is hiring, starting at $25 an hour with benefits and certifications. And the more they learn, the more they earn. It's hard work, but it's worth it. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
While others search far and wide for solutions, you know where to turn. Patton Building Services. Since 1981, we've been more than a service provider. We're a legacy. From janitorial to general building maintenance, we believe clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities.
Patton Building Services. Beyond cleaning. Total building care. Find us online at pattonbuildingservices.com.
College isn't for everyone, and that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Leaky faucet? Clogged drain? Water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Enter Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 Exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, 5th generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where the Clay-Battelle CBs are about set and ready to take on the Riverview Raiders. Forgot to mention this, Chance, when we came off the top. Kickoff has been moved to 7:15 due to those little bit of I guess you could say, issues getting here for Riverview, and we accommodated them by giving them an extra 15 minutes to warm up. But keys to the game for Chance, sponsored by DPS Land Services, your partner in land management, acquisition, leasing, mineral buying, due diligence, and more. Our expert team makes complex land deals simple. Visit them at dpslandservices.com. Chance, you gave me a whole essay talking about the keys to the game tonight. What do you feel like the 3 keys to the game are?
Definitely starting out, and since we know the pronunciation of his name, Jeremiah DeLong, number 1, is a key on offense and defense. On defense, he makes things happen, and on offense, when the plays break down, he's a good enough athlete to make things happen. Not a bad quarterback as far as throwing goes either, but he is definitely the key on both sides of the ball. Best I can compare it to is last year, our first 4 weeks, we had Poncer off at quarterback, and he was just key on both sides of the ball at that time. I've noticed on film that on kickoff, the middle part of their line on the return turns their back and goes back 5 yards before the ball's ever kicked. Interested to find out if maybe our coach has seen that, and you may not see an onside kick sometime tonight. Then after that, I've watched Webster and Tug Valley games. When they had to play decent competition like Tug Valley, their line was no match. Feel like we were run on them all night long. It just – when you watch, like, it wasn't necessarily you move them because they are big guys, but you're able to get the angles on them. They're big as far as straight line, but they do not move well lateral. It'll be interesting to see if maybe we try to attack that a little bit in the process. We also, like I said, on defense, They're going to have a big line. I feel like we need to contain number one. So as big as their line is, we may not get much pressure. It'll be interesting to see if Colt Sandy and Cooper Payton are able to get around the ends like they have been. But you do have to watch if you get around that end. Number one's good enough to make something happen in the process. It'll be just interesting. I felt like by the third quarter versus better competition, you kind of seen their whole team conditioning come into play. It'll be interesting to me because we haven't played a full 4 quarters either. It'll be interesting to see if maybe that comes into play. But these points to the game are brought to you by DPS Landscaping Services.
All right, that's going to do it for Chance's Keys to the Game. We'll take a break for the national anthem, and when we come back, we'll have kickoff and a little bit more discussion here on WAJR.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Answer Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
Gas stations are paying $11 an hour. That's not a career, it's a paycheck. But in the energy industry, your son or daughter could start at $25 an hour with full training and benefits. No college debt, real work, real skills, real money. This is about opportunity. The American dream is still alive, and it's waiting right here at home. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, 5th-generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
While others search far and wide for solutions, you know where to turn. Patton Building Services. Since 1981, we've been more than a service provider. We're a legacy. From janitorial to general building maintenance, we believe clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities.
Patton Building Services. Beyond cleaning. Total building care. Find us online at pattonbuildingservices.com.
This is Clay-Battelle High Seabees football on WAJR.
Still about 10 minutes away from kickoff here, as kickoff has been moved to 7:15 due to a little bit of travel issues for the Riverview Raiders. So, Chance, I want to talk a little bit in depth about your keys to the game, because looking more on film with them, and I talked to you about this, even though these two teams are mirrored, I said I feel like Riverview runs the ball to set up the deep ball, whereas Clay-Battelle is the exact opposite in that they throw the ball to open things up and run it down your throat. Wouldn't you agree about that?
I would. And, I mean, that's, the key factor you want to get into on that note, as you say it, is if, running the ball to set up the deep ball. If you can't run the ball, it's really hard to set up the deep ball. Whereas with opening it up a little bit more, sometimes you have a little bit more leniency with that. The biggest question mark that comes into play is you don't want to make a mistake when you're trying that shorter passing game to kind of open up the run game.
I guess my question is which one is more important to defend, the deep ball or the run game for Riverview's offense?
I believe at that point in time it's stopping the run, because if you stop the run, you make them one-dimensional. It allows your safeties to kind of back up a little bit and play the deep ball more regularly. If your front 7 to 8 are stopping the run, you can let your safeties just stay back there and take that deep ball away.
Another thing that we talk about all the time, and I think I guess we're just kind of getting into my keys to the game here, but winning the red zone, I feel like, is a huge key tonight, because once you get inside those 20s, it really becomes a battle of four-down territory, because neither of these teams are particularly field goal triers, shall we say. But at the same time, when the field condenses to about 20 yards, we sit here and say all the time that how important it is to establish the run in the end zone. And I feel like the Clay-Battelle Seabees have looked their best in the running game when it comes to inside the 20-yard markers and really just getting one last push to get into the end zone.
Well, that's mainly because Caleb Hall finds a way to get tackled inside the 5-yard line on most plays, to where we got to push it in, so we get to see that extra look at him. I do agree with you. Like, when we've gotten inside the 20s, we've done a good job. It is nice to have Poncer off out on the end for that little fade pattern that we do to him. Mm-hmm. And that keeps at least one side of the defense kind of manned up. So it will be interesting to see if, when we get down in there, if that comes that way. The one thing we will have to watch as far as Riverview goes is, yes, they like to run to get it in there, but at the same time, number one, the long gives them an extra dimension in there, to where you got to watch just not the tailback. You got to watch that quarterback on the misdirection.
Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit of the, if you need to stop one guy and take him out of the game, not saying injure-wise, but at the same time, make him a non-factor. If you take away his quote-unquote legs, usually his arm is affected.
Yes, I agree with that. I think sometimes he uses his legs to kind of get warmed up. I've kind of said that a little bit about Corey. I feel sometimes when we roll him out earlier in games, it seems like he gets a feel for it. Sometimes I feel like Corey doesn't get fully involved in the game until he takes that first hit, because he likes hitting people. He even likes getting hit to a certain extent, that that gets him in, and I kind of feel there's a little bit of that mixed in with this DeLong kid. But I do believe if you can take his legs away, his arm becomes more inconsistent. He enjoys making that defense pay attention to him, because that brings the safeties up, allows them to get the deep ball, which could be an issue. As we say, you get in the red zone, the field condenses. Sometimes it's easier to pay attention to that.
We also may have been wrong about the starting lineups, Chance, that we talked about earlier. When we were watching the team warm up, I sat there and I said, there's no sign of Jax Huggins. There's no sign of Huggy Bear. Where's Huggy Bear? Where's Huggy Bear? Well, he must not be playing. And then as soon as we go to break, Huggy Bear shows up. So yep. We may be a little bit different here in the starting lineup. Huggy Bear may be coming back in at that left guard position, which I think is a huge factor on the offensive end, because TJ Barr could not only just play one-dimensionally at the defensive side, which I feel like he's more stronger suited towards at a linebacker position, but at the same time, though, this team gives a lot more depth in the positions on both sides of the ball, even if Jax Huggins can play just one side.
Yeah, with Huggy Bear back, the greatest asset you get is if Barr would twist an ankle for a play or two, you're taking a major drop-off at that point in time, I feel. I don't know if they were major because we have seen really good games or plays by Josh Wilson stepping in the third line.
Plug and play, Mr. Plug and play.
But at that point in time, you do go from Mr. Wilson stepping in where you don't feel like maybe it's a major drop-off to where you can't afford another injury. Whereas with Huggy Bear, let's work him back in this game, hopefully, if he's able to play. Substitute TJ Barr in when he runs out of breath. Allow him to ease his way in. But there's no doubt that we are a better offensive line with Huggy Bear in there, and I don't even think Mr. Barr would argue with that.
Well, Mr. Barr is one of the players leading the team out onto the field tonight carrying the West Virginia state flag. Cody Clovis, Mr. Santa Fe, carrying the American flag. Wouldn't have even faulted him for taking a couple of those peppers and waving the New Mexico state flag as he came out onto the field as well. Uniform combinations tonight between the two teams. The Seabees sporting their one-sided helmet sticker on the right side. Didn't really work out for the Steelers too well last night. But we will hope that it works out better for the Seabees tonight. Silver helmets with one sticker on the right side, dark gray jerseys, and dark gray pants. As for the Riverview Raiders, they're sporting a silver helmet as well, and then they are wearing white jerseys with purple numerals and white pants. I got to say, Chance, looking at these captains coming out onto the field tonight, this is a awesome uniform combination we've got here tonight.
I was thinking that too, and I thought we may get it when I seen the all-white from Riverview because they came out in their full uniforms. We came out with just the pants on there earlier, but it is a nice contrast, the silver helmets on both sides. But it is nice to see we can confirm that Huggy Bear is in uniform.
And he is a captain tonight. Captains tonight for the Seabees are all seniors, 2 from Hundred, 2 from Clay-Battelle. The dynamic captain duo of Braden Ponceroff and Cooper Shetler with those unmatching cleats that Chance absolutely despises, but nevertheless it makes him easy to spot. And then, as we said, Huggy Bear Huggins alongside his cousin Trey Huggins. As for the Riverview Raiders, the quarterback, Jeremiah DeLong, is in at captain. Looks like their fullback, Kyle Kennedy, is in there as well. Number 2, Aiden Garlick, one of the wide receivers, is in there as well. And number 0, don't see too many zeros in high school football. It's becoming a very popular number, but that is another wide receiver in Caden Baker. Before we get to who won the toss and what the decision is, kickoff is sponsored by Vision Homes, and they have been building custom homes in the area for over 30 years. Ask visionhomes.com and see how easy it is to build a house you are proud to call home. I'll tell you what, Chance, this house has been very proud to call home for the Seabees over the past couple of years. A hard team to defeat in Blacksville tonight. It looks like the Seabees have won the toss and have elected to take the ball first to start this game. We talked about this a little bit in the pregame show. We felt like no matter what was going to happen, who won the toss, the Seabees were going to get the ball first, and that's exactly what they want. They want to march down the field, put a quick score on you, and get up 7-0.
Yeah, it's almost becoming the LePo calling card. Let's win the toss, let's take the ball, and let's make a statement. And as a player playing for him, there's nothing better than to have a coach who believes in you on that offensive side of the ball to know that he wants to get the ball. He ain't worrying about that needing 2 drives at the middle of the half, you know what I mean, 1 on the front end, 1 at the back end to get things done. He wants to get the ball early, go make a statement, and get her done, and you got to love that as a player.
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, you may not believe much of what Neil Brown says, but Neil Brown says the in-depth statistics say that if you take the ball first, you are more likely to get more possessions as the game goes along. Coach Huffman pointed that out as well when we were on our way to Riverview. They were talking about that. Should we take the ball? Should we not? And he brought up a very good point, Chance. He said, how many times in high school football do we see a team score right before the half and be able to take advantage of getting that halftime ball back before the end of the half? It doesn't happen very much. All right, kickoff is set and ready to go. Looks like number 65, William Oval, is set to kick it away. He does a little low arching kick. It bounces right at Braden Ponceroff's feet, but he's able to corral it. He gets past the 30 over to the 35 and is down right at the 36-yard line, and that is where the Seabees will take control for their first drive of the game. CB's working from our left to right here. Be interesting to see how many hard counts we see tonight. You talked about this, Chance. You said that middle linebacker, or I guess it's the will linebacker. I'm not sure what that number is.
I think it's 44.
Number 44 is the outside linebacker, so it might be number 12, one of those inside linebackers.
Okay, but one of them likes to jump the snap.
Anyways,
time it.
Twins receivers to the left. They're going to hand it off to Caleb Hall. He goes to the 36 and pushes forward. Doesn't get much of a gain there, but it is a gain of 1. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 here. TJ Barr is right now the left guard set to start so far today. So we'll see how much of a limited capacity Jax Huggins is tonight. He's still on the sidelines for the Seabees. We'll also see if Tyler Sleeth can make an impact as well coming back from injury. He's the number 4, but he normally plays defense. Twins receivers to the left here. Tight end on each side. Caleb Hall, the running back, to Corey Cohen's left. Takes the snap. Cohen going to roll out to his left, looking for a man. Going to lob it over the top, and it's incomplete. They're not going to call a flag there. I think that's probably a good no call there. Both teams kind of fighting for the ball, and it does bring up a 3rd down and long situation, 3rd down and 9. The intended receiver was Braden Ponseroff.
I'm going to say he face guarded, but they normally don't call that. There wasn't a whole lot of contact, but he never did look back for the ball. Be interesting. I think LePeau may have had something to say about that, and that's something maybe as the game goes along they're working on getting that call.
All right. 3rd down and 9 here for the Seabees on their first drive of the game. Don't want to go 3 and out here to start. But the Riverview Raiders have really responded on defense. 2 receivers to the left this time. Running back to Corey Cohen's left. That's Caleb Hall, tight end on each side. Hard count. They jump. Move it 5 yards.
Much more manageable 3rd down here with that. They got the big boy up front there. Was it 75?
75.
That's Tristan
Mullins.
Got him to jump there. And he's one of them. You ain't pulling that weight back once it gets started going forward. I can tell you that. I have that same problem. That's why I can tell you it's a problem.
All right, so 3rd down and much more manageable here. The ball is on the right hash. The line to gain is the 46. The ball is spotted at the 43. 3rd down and 3. Little high of a snap. Corey Cohen takes it on a zone read. He gets past the sticks and across midfield down to the 46 of Riverview, and it will be a Seabees first down.
Looked like 11 yards on the carry by Cohen.
You talked about wanting to get him involved early in the run game to try and get his feet settled into this game. Corey Cohen takes a rush. It's exactly what you like to see, inviting the contact. He gets the first down and moves the sticks, and you're in opponent territory. 1st down and 10 for the Seabees, a tight end on each side. Twins receivers to the left. Looks like Caleb Snodgrass is in at tailback now. He's to Corey Cohen's left. Snap is a little bit to the right. Cohen dropping back to pass. Pressure coming. Throws it over the top. Still that miscommunication there by Colt Sandy and Corey Cohen. Cohen throws it on the outside shoulder. Colt Sandy thinks it's on the inside shoulder, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Seabees.
They brought 2 people right at TJ Barr that time. He picked up the first one well, but it's rough to pick up 2 people when they're coming in there. Made Corey get rid of that ball just a little bit sooner than he wanted to. He threw to the outside shoulder, and Colt Sandy there thought it was going to go to the inside shoulder.
This time, Twins receivers to the right, a tight end on each side. It looks like Caleb Snodgrass is still the running back. He gets the fake handoff. No, Corey Cohen going to keep it himself. Runs past and gets very close to the 40-yard line. Going to be tackled at about the 41. The line to gain is the 36.5-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Certainly 3rd down and manageable here. Chance for the Seabees.
Got an official's timeout right now. They're complaining about the refs are complaining about how the play clock is not starting before the play, and they're calling something on it, and LePeau's hollering up here to the press box.
Yeah. All right. So now they blow the whistle, and the play clock starts at 25. Twins receivers to the left this time. Caleb Snodgrass still the tailback, a tight end on each side. Snodgrass is to Cohen's left. Waiting. Tries to do a hard count, doesn't get it this time. 5 seconds on the play clock, and they're going to call a timeout. Chance, it's like the first time that hard count has not worked for the CBs. No worries, though. LePeau burns a timeout. Crucial third down here coming early.
Yeah, you want to get some points on this first drive. We've talked about how big that is for the CBs so far this season. When we've gotten points early, it's been a major contributor to, walking away with a win.
All right, so Chance, put me in the mind here of Coach Aaron LePeau. What are you going for here on 3rd down and 4?
I'm rolling Corey out to one side or the other. I'll leave it to him. I always like the wide side of the field, which would be the far side for us right now as we're watching.
To the left. The far side of the field is to the left.
Give Corey that chance to hit a receiver or to run it himself, because so far we've seen that he has an advantage with his legs so far. He's picked up some good yardage. He has a run of 11 and a run of 6 yards so far.
Regardless, if you don't take a loss, do you go for it on 4th down here?
I'd like to pick up a couple yards before that. If I don't pick up at least a couple yards, then at that point in time, I'm probably going to punt. I'm going to trust in my defense to hold them down there and maybe get me some better field position.
I agree with you on that, Chance, and that's why I think they should go with the zone read here on 3rd down and 4. All right, Twins receivers to the left here, tailback behind Corey Cohen this time, a tight end on each side. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass bounces to the middle of the field. He's got a first down and a little bit more. He moves forward past the 30 down to the 29, and it's a first down for the CBs.
There was a huge hole opened up by the line there.
On the left side, too, Chance.
Yeah, that was impressive. He got a hole, and Snodgrass hit it quick. He did not hesitate at all.
Cody Clovis comes in. Santa Fe comes in for Trey Huggins. First down and 10 for the CBs at the 29. The line to gain is now the 19. Ball is placed at the near side hash, which is the right side as they're working from our left to right. Twins receivers to the left this time. Running back is Caleb Hall. He's to Corey Cohen's left. They fake the handoff. Cohen going to roll to his left, looking towards the end zone. He's got Ponceroff one-on-one, and he's got it for a touchdown.
That's Clovis. That is Santa Fe on the catch.
Oh, my goodness. Santa Fe, Cody Clovis with the 50-50 ball. More like 90-10 ball for Cody Clovis.
Yes, he done it. To give Riverview credit, you couldn't have defended that play better.
You couldn't have placed that ball any better if you're Corey Cohen.
No,
either.
You couldn't, but Santa Fe went up and got that ball, and that is, I know why you thought it was Ponceroff, because to be honest with you, it looked like a mirror image of what we've seen him do all season long. A heck of a catch by Santa Fe.
6-0 CBs with 9:05 left to go here in the first quarter with the 2-point conversion pending. They line up in a pistol with a fullback to the right side of Corey Cohen. Caleb Hall was the tailback. They hand it off to Cooper Payton, the fullback, and he is going nowhere. 2-point conversion, no good, and the CBs retain a 6-0 lead. We'll take a break, and when we come back, first defensive possession for the CBs here on WAJR.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where it's 9:05 left to go here in the first quarter, and the CBs take a touchdown on their first drive, and they lead 6-0. Chance, you said you had a feeling, you had a gut feeling when they came in there on that substitution. What did you see when Cody Clovis came in?
The first thing I noticed is, of course, Santa Fe coming in. I know he's a speed guy compared to Huggins, but then they turned around and they actually lined Santa Fe outside of Ponceroff, and I just had a feeling that LePeau had seen something and they were going to be taking a shot there on first down.
Kickoff is away. It bounces off the returner, and just like that, a key to the game for Chance Collins comes to fruition. It bounces off the foot of the Raiders of Riverview, and the CBs get the ball right back. First down and 10 in their own, deep into their own territory at the 48-yard line. Chance, you saw it, you called it. Perfectly executed there by Braden Ponceroff.
I want to see it on film, but I could swear it looked like it went off his back numbers. Like he had already turned his back to it, and the kick went right off of it. Now, that's hard aim. That's a heck of a kick. But at the same time, it did look like it went off the back of him.
Lionel Messi Ponceroff, you might as well call him. Twins receivers to right this time. They fake the handoff to Caleb Hall, and the screen pass goes to Ponceroff, and they wrap him up, and the fans are wanting a flag there on the Riverview Raiders, and the referee is giving him a talking to. That's Ethan Christian. And I think they're saying, you do that again, you're going to get flagged. But, Chance, do you let that go after the first time?
The whistles were heard. I heard the whistles. He hadn't even turned into, I guess, what you would call the wrestling throw yet. The whistles were clearly stated. I feel it needs to be called. I don't have a problem with the ref talking to him, but I do believe you probably need to throw that flag there.
Twins receivers to the right. Caleb Hall still the running back to Corey Cohen's right. They roll to the right side. It's the far wide side of the field. Cohen looking for somebody but can't find anybody. Tucks it and runs, gets a safe gain of about 6 yards, and it'll move the ball for a third down and manageable. That's exactly what you want to see from Corey Cohen.
Yes, it was not there. Like, they have athletes in the backfield. They can pick the ball off. And I'll be honest, great coverage by Riverview as far as talking about them on the defensive side of the ball there. Corey took what that defense gave him, and I tell you what, if the defense is willing to give you 6 yards, you take it.
6 yards is a pretty good average on your way to the end zone for sure. Third down here in about 4. The line to gain is the 42. They're at about the 46.5-yard line. They're in opponent territory. Twins receivers to the left. They hand it off to Hall. Hall comes to the middle of the field, gets across the sticks, takes a couple of defenders with him, and he's inside the 40 down to about the 34-yard line. It'll move the chains for a CB's first down, and they will keep the ball rolling. Caleb Hall comes up a little bit gimpy there, but still bouncing around, gets a couple of high fives from his coaches, stands next to Coach Huffman there, who's at about the 43-yard line. Good run there by Caleb Hall.
Yes, hit the hole good. It looked like somebody landed on the back of his leg, and that's probably what he was limping a little bit for, but he looks like he's ready to go on the sideline.
Handoff to Caleb Snodgrass this time. He is going absolutely nowhere. Wrapped up in the backfield for a loss this time. It'll be a loss of 1. Back at the 36-yard line. Once again, the line to gain is the 25 now. Ball is placed on the near side hash with 7:25 left to go here in the opening quarter. CBs have not played defense yet, but are facing their second possession here on offense after a successful onside kick. Twins receivers to the left, the tight end on each side. Snodgrass is to Cohen's left. They fake the handoff. It's a zone read. Cohen going to keep it for himself, invites the contact, gets across the 30 down to the 29, and once again it brings up third down and manageable for the CBs.
I'm going to go on record to say there is not many quarterbacks that hit the hit stick when they hit somebody as often as Corey Cohen does.
I mean, what kind of quarterback does that, Chance?
I swear it makes him a better player as the game goes along. Once he gets them first couple hits in, he just seems to get them juices flowing, and you'll see the arm be more consistent at the same time. Looks like maybe another clock issue here.
Yeah, looks like another clock issue.
Which these clock issue problems are benefiting Riverview, because I can tell you this now, we are 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 27 seconds to be exact, but the hands are on the hips for Riverview out there. At least 8 out of 11 players look like that. I need a breath here, and that's what we're getting with these clock issues.
So it looks like, here's the weird part. They're telling them that they got to wait to break the huddle until a certain timeline, which I didn't know you had to do. I mean, they're sitting there joking about it, but at the same time, though,
it's affecting the game.
Yeah, it is affecting the game. It's slowing it down. All right, they break the huddle here. Blow the whistle. Receiver on each side. Twins tight ends to the right this time. Caleb Snodgrass is to Corey Cohen's right. Hard count. Waiting for it. They got a play called in the huddle this time. They're going to fake the handoff. Cohen going to keep it for himself. He gets across the sticks and moves inside the 20 down to the 18. What kind of quarterback does this, Chance? What kind of quarterback invites contact like Corey Cohen?
Not very many, I can tell you that. He loves getting hit. If they won't
Chris Collinsworth is always talking about Patrick Mahomes hitting the hit stick. He ought to take some lessons from Corey Cohen about hitting the hit stick.
I've not seen Patrick Mahomes hit anything as hard as I'm seeing Corey Cohen hit these defenders. Number one had no idea what had happened. He's like, that quarterback just went through me. Now, he held on, but he was surprised by the hit that he took.
A receiver on each side, 2 tight ends to the left. Snodgrass, the running back. He gets the handoff, tries to spin away from a defender. He's not going anywhere. Maybe falls forward and gets a yard on the play. But it's not going to be a gain of much here. He's waiting for those blocks to develop. Chance, the defensive line for the Raiders is still getting penetration here. They may be huffing and puffing, but they're still getting penetration.
They're getting there, but I will tell you this. Like I said, we're over halfway in. Their offense has not went out. Normally, I understand that in high school football, you play a lot of both ways on this. But, playing defense is a lot more
physically exhausting.
Yes, on you, and they're having to do that. And, if we're able to pick up maybe a first down before we score, you may be looking at over 2/3 of this quarter being gone.
No tight ends here. 2 receivers on each side. Zone read. Cohen takes the snap, keeping it himself. He gets very close to the sticks. The line to gain is the 9. He got to the 9. I think the line to gain is the 8, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 here. Chance, do you like under center for one of the first times all year?
This is going to be a short one, and yes, I do. The other thing, as much as, a lot of people would argue in this situation, you may want to take a shot in the end zone on Ponceroff one-on-one somewhere because you're not a foot from the first down right now.
You also could go hard count as well. 2 tight ends on the right side, behind the right side of the offensive line, a receiver on each side. Cohen takes the snap, hands it off to Hall. Hall's got a gaping hole. He definitely gets the first down, but not a lot more. He gets close to the 5, down to the 6. And
Peyton Lee on the tackle there for Riverview.
This is where you get Corey Cohen time here. And they blow the whistle for the play clock to start. And the play clock is not starting, Chance.
I think we have play clock issues. I can tell you this. On the last play, it never moved off 25. I think they've just shut it off. You're doing it completely by the refs' watch at this point in time.
Pistol formation here. Cooper Payton, the fullback. Caleb Snodgrass, the tailback. Snodgrass gets the carry. He's got a hole. He's going towards the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Clay-Battelle. Snodgrass gets into the end zone. And the Seabees have a 12-0 lead with 3:56 left to go here in the first quarter and still have not played defense, Chance.
Whew. Nice run there. Nice push by the line. It looked like Gump and Company got out in front there and said, you know what, we ain't letting them get hit this time.
3:56 left to go here in the first quarter. A 12-0 lead with the extra point pending. Looks like they will go for 2 here. A little bit of confusion coming out of the huddle. It's Twins receivers from left to right. They move both receivers. Snodgrass is on Cohen's right and 2 tight ends on the right side as well. Cohen going to keep it himself. He's got a big hole, and there's a flag. It's probably going to be holding. Probably coming back. Now, I'm just saying here, Chance, you may want to think about kicking the extra point because Ponceroff has got a leg, and he was kicking them from deep inside.
He was. That is going to be 10 yards. You're going to be looking 13, 23. You're going to be looking at about a 30-yard field goal if you decide to go that route.
Well, you're definitely going to have a pass play probably drawn up here. It's so interesting, Chance. I mean, sometimes things have not worked at times, but other times they have. You just got to be patient with the game plan.
I can tell you this right now. Ponceroff is lining up close to the line of scrimmage. Watch an up and out right here by Ponceroff. They're going to try to get him in the corner of the end zone.
Also would be a good time for that fullback screen. They're going to toss it here to Ponceroff. Or no, that's Cody Clovis.
No, that is
Ponceroff.
Oh, and he gets bent back with a horse collar. And we're not going to get a call. We're just going to say no good.
All right. 12-0 here. Clay-Battelle leads with 3:56 left to go in the game. We'll take a break and come back. You are listening to Clay-Battelle CB's Football on WAJR.com.
College isn't for everyone, And that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
This is Clay-Battelle High Seabees football on WHAR.
3:56 left to go here in the opening quarter. The Seabees lead by a score of 12-0 over the Riverview Raiders. And Riverview, by the way, has not had an offensive possession so far today.
And like I said, look at them lined up right now, Ethan. They are the closest guy is 12 yards away.
Yeah. But let's see if they still back up here.
They are. I mean,
they're backing up, but they faced it that time as the ball rolls inward and gets recovered by the return man at the 18. Cody Clovis, with excellent special teams play, drags him down short of the 25 to the 24, and that is where Riverview will take over for their first drive of this game.
Yeah, it rolled. I felt like the first stop man was going to get it. He looked at it and let it roll, and it rolled all the way to the 18. Didn't really give an opportunity for that return man to do a whole lot with it. It is 3:51 left to go here in the first, and Riverview will run their first offensive play.
Running back on each side, a receiver on each side. The tight end lined up as a fullback behind the right side of the offensive line. They hand it off here to the fullback, Kyle Kennedy. He fumbles the ball, and he is able to recover it. Whew. They are saying he was, they're whistling him as down, so the fumble won't count. He does get a gain of maybe a half yard there, Chance, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 with 3:35 left to go here in the first quarter.
Nice technical tackle by Ponceroff, though. Just came in, wrapped the legs up. The fumble happened because of another hit by somebody else, but Ponceroff with the initial contact.
Cody Clovis, one of the corners. Trey Huggins, another corner. Caleb Bragg, the free safety here. They hand it off on a zone read to Riverview. He fumbles the ball. This time it's Seabees football. 2 offensive snaps, and they get a turnover. The Seabees take the ball for their 3rd offensive possession in opponent territory at the 35.
That was a dare on the carry, wasn't it?
I believe it was, Chance. Wow. What a start from the Seabees here. Both sides of the ball. Actually, sorry, all 3 phases of the ball. You force 2 turnovers.
Yeah, if you're able to get a couple runs and a couple first downs here, you could have it where you had possession the entire first quarter.
All right, Snodgrass is the running back lined up to the right side of Corey Cohen. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They fake the handoff, and it's going to be an inverted veer here to Cohen. Cohen takes it for a yard, and he is going to be tackled for a very minimal gain there, 2nd down and 9. I mean, that's like the Pat White special there. You see the halfback on the sweep. You're just checking to see if you can get it. You have the option to either hand it off or keep it for yourself. He does.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot, almost like the coaches may have observed misdirection or countering things here, because it seems like they've seen something. That's a lot of what we're running against this Riverview defense right now.
Twins receivers to the left, the tight end on each side. Snodgrass remains the running back behind Corey Cohen. He gets the handoff, got a good hole, bounces to the outside, now cuts back inside, waits on his blockers. Chance, I feel like he made kind of the wrong decision there. He does get a decent gain down to the 30, but if he would have followed forward with his blockers, I feel like that's what Cooper Statler's telling him right now. He said, hey, come follow me. I'll take you to the promised land.
I'll road grade for you right in front of you. Just keep following my discolored shoes I have on, and it'll get us there.
3rd down and manageable here. The line to gain is the 25. The ball's placed at the 30, on the far side hash. So the right side is the longer end of the field. They motion Ponser off. They hand it off to Hall. He's got nothing but turf ahead of him. He's going towards the end zone. Touchdown, Clay-Battelle. Misdirection to perfection.
25-yard touchdown run by Mr. Hall.
Caleb Hall with 1:36 left to go here in the opening quarter. The Seabees take an 18-0 lead over the Riverview Raiders with the extra point pending.
That old Caleb and Caleb connection back there in the backfield, taking care of
What
things.
a great play design, though, Chance. You talked about the misdirection there. You fake the reverse to Ponseroff, who's lined up tight to the line there, and then you just hand it off. And Corey Cohen does a little spin move at the line of when he takes the snap. Anyways, pistol formation, Twins receivers to the right. Cohen hands it off to Hall. Hall's going to take it to the outside, and he's in.
There's another
2-point conversion,
flag.
good, but there's another flag on the play. So they are going to call a hold on the offense, and that'll back it up again.
I'm feeling like the white hat on the referee crew that maybe we should find out if his home address is Riverview, because I'm starting to question this here. It seems like every time there, especially that 2-point conversion, anytime we've made it, we've gotten a flag.
Is it weird that I was holding my breath, Chance, on that misdirection touchdown there because I just felt like there was going to be a flag at some point?
I can tell you this, too, Ethan. On that left side of the line between Mercer and Barr, they opened up a hole that I could have ran through. And Caleb Hall just took that hole, and with his burst of speed, he was 10 yards deep before they even knew he had the ball headed to the end zone.
All right, tight end on each side here. Caleb Hall to Corey Cohen's right. They motion the tight end. That's Ponseroff. Ponseroff looking to throw the ball here. He lobs up a 50-50 ball to Trey Huggins. It's intercepted, and that will blow the whistle dead there. A 2-point conversion, no good. But the Seabees have a 3-score lead at 18-0. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. You are listening to Clay-Battelle Seabees football here on WAJR.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown home repairs to energy-efficient upgrades. Your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay-Battelle High Seabees football on WAJR.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where the Seabees have an 18-0 lead over the Riverview Raiders. And Chance, you said this as we were going to break. The only thing that hasn't worked in all three phases is the 2-point conversions.
Yeah, we're sitting here at 1:36 left to go in the first, and Riverview has ran 2 offensive plays. They fumbled on both, unless you include the point they said he was down on the first one.
Low arching kick, it goes right by the returner, and he and another returner picks it up at the 25-yard line. Good kick coverage there by the Seabees. They take over beyond their own 25 at about the 26. And Riverview will have their second possession so far. Only 2 offensive plays ran by the for Riverview so far.
Tackle made by Doshin and Hall.
Yeah, it was nice coverage by the defensive return team there. I mean, they got down there. Hall with a nice tackle.
All right, they run it, a handoff. Here comes a flag, probably for a hold on the other side of Riverview that time. It's going to back them up 10 yards. I think the hold was from Cooper Statler. And it's going to be number 75, Tristan Mullins, the senior, and the left guard. I get a reaction from the athletic director, J.R. Kraft. He's shocked. Is it weird to say, Chance, that I'm not that shocked?
I'm not shocked. We've had this discussion, in our pregame shows and everything.
Hold that thought while I set up this next play here on 1st down and 20. There was a false start right there by the slot receiver.
You cannot motion forward. This is not the Arena Football League.
And Chance, I talked about this on film. There are a ton of times where I feel like there is a false start on the offense. They move the ball back about to the original line of scrimmage. It's a gain of 9, second down and 11 here.
Did you catch who had that pass real quick?
I believe it was number 2.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but wanted to verify it here on the stat sheet.
Kyle Kennedy is lined up as the tailback. He's wearing a Guardian cap. Little zone read here to Kennedy. Kennedy gets across the initial line of scrimmage and gets tackled by a whole host of Seabees, but a decent gain on the play. It brings up third down and very manageable. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll bring up third down and 4.
Yeah, they got a bad habit that when they come in motion, their motion man turns forward like you do in the Arena Football League, and he is headed forward before they ever snap the ball, and they somehow get by with it 80% of the time.
Twins receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right. Felt like they did it again there on the false start. Pressure coming here, though, and it's out of the reach of one of the tight ends. That was Turner Adair. And it'll bring up fourth down and manageable here. And I feel like, Chance, you got to go for it here maybe.
I would disagree with you as a coach's mind. I think you got to punt here and hope your defense can play. Because if not, you're giving us a field where we're going to have the ball inside your territory, but they're going to go for it.
They are going to go for it here, maybe go on a hard count. Nope, they run a pass play here, rolling out to the right. It's complete, and it will be a first down here. Ponceroff on the tackle. The completed catch was to Aiden Garlick, his second completion of the night. Once again, Chance, did that look like a mirror image of a Seabees play right there?
It did. Rolled him right out, hit him on that little hitch pattern. Right in there he goes.
Very close to midfield here as we approach the end of the first quarter, so the referees won't have to move the ball far. We are going to the second quarter of action and also a chance to catch our breath as the Clay-Battelle Seabees lead by a score of 18-0. We'll be back with the second quarter here on WAJR.com.
Health work for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference.
Quick first quarter break here as we come back with a running back on each side. The running backs go forward again before the start of the snap. Stiff arms come in here from Kyle Kennedy, and he gets a decent gain on the play of about 9, actually maybe more than that.
He got 11.
Looks like 11 as they're going to move the sticks and now in opponent territory. Riverview's going to be working from our left to right now. Looks like all the action is occurring on this side of the field, Chance.
It's getting there. I hope that changes when we get the ball, but
First down and 10 here. Riverview for the first time in opponent territory. 2 running backs. And they hand it off this time. It looks like a QB keeper, and he's going nowhere. A loss on the play. They bring back Jeremiah DeLong for a loss of about 4 on the play. It looked like a whole host of Seabees were there on the tackle. I saw Cooper Statler, but that's just because his cleats are hard to miss.
We brought a inside linebacker blitz right there, and they did not pick it up. And he hit 44 thinking he had the ball. Noticed right off the bat that he didn't. And at that point in time, number 1, DeLong, was just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They all surrounded him.
Second down and 14 here. Tailback on each side, tight end to the right. They hand it off to one of the tailbacks to the left this time, rolling to his right into the middle of the field. And it's a decent gain on the play, down to about the 39-yard line. The line to gain is the 32.
That was Ethan Christian on the carry. A wide receiver, they moved back to the tailback area.
Interesting. Yeah, the normal tailback is lined up at the tight end position. Same formation here. Looked like they jumped a little bit. The Seabees did, but they don't call it. The offensive coordinator calls Gator because he claps his hands together like the chomp. Deep pass coming out here, and they've got a beat on it. They do. Riverview catches it for a touchdown, and the Raiders are on the board 18-6. Well, there's
that quick
deep ball.
answer. Yep. And it ain't often we feel like Santa Fe's going to be beaten, but the guy got him a step on him, and it was there. Who was that? That was Baker on the touchdown.
Yes, it was.
Where were they at? The 36 at that time, I think. That's where I'm going to call it from.
All right, 10-11 left to go here in the second quarter. A little bit on the two-point conversion here. It looks like DeLong's going to roll out to his left, and it falls incomplete out beyond the stretch of Baker again, and that will make a two-point conversion no good. So you still lead by 12 here with 10-11 left to go in the first half. So, Chance, in all honesty, you've seen that Riverview's biggest enemy on offense so far is themselves.
I agree with that. What we did notice there was they got the running game going a little bit, and we talked about the point that they used the running game to go deep, and that's exactly what they did. They set up a couple run plays. We started getting a little bit of pressure, and I feel Santa Fe fell asleep a little bit over here on an island by himself. He was by himself, but if you're on an island by yourself, you can't let the guy get behind you.
10-11 left to go here in the first half. Riverview will kick off for the first time since the opening kickoff. Looks like the kickoff man is still William Alville.
They like to kick deep, but you have to watch the onside kick here because they are a little bit in desperation mode.
Well, you got a nice little hands team there on the first level. You got Bragg, you got Barr, you got Trey Huggins, you got Sleeth, who's a former running back. But they do kick it deep. It goes right to Ponceroff at the 26. He moves forward. He's got a hole, but that hole closes quickly. However, you are going to get good field position here as you take over at your own 46.
They got hit one time. It got called back on film, but they got hit one time for a return touchdown straight up the middle. The guy just ran a straight line, and I got a feeling that was discussed with the boys. Just take it and run and take what they give us, but head right up that middle with them.
So first down and 10 here at their own 46-yard line. A receiver on each side, two tight ends lined up behind the left side of the offensive line. Looks like Jax Huggins is into the game now at the left guard position. They hand it off to Hall. Hall bounces forward. He's got a nice hole on the left side. He fumbles the ball. I think he recovered it. He recovers his own fumble. Actually, that might have been Mercer on the recovery there. And Hall beating himself up about it, but he can't beat himself up about it.
Nope, we're going to need you on the next play.
Yep.
Come over here, get your head straight, get ready to go again.
Does not cost you. You're into opponent territory after a great run here. Caleb Snodgrass comes in at running back.
I got some funny feeling that if they fumble on a play, they have to come out for a play, and I think that's what he's most frustrated about is he can feel it like it's right there.
Receiver on each side, two tight ends behind the left side of the offensive line again. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass gets a nice push, but there is a flag. It's back at the 39-yard line.
Snodgrass with the run. There is a flag on the play.
See what they call
here. It'll be a 13-yard run if it's not on us, but
I think
in
it's
that
going to be
holding
on
territory.
us.
Yep, there's the holding.
It is going to be holding.
I am pretty sure that the head referee just stands in front of a mirror at night and makes the holding call. He seems to enjoy it a lot.
Back at midfield now. The line to gain is the 30. This is going to be a tough one. 9:20 left to go here in the first half. Clay-Battelle leads by a score of 18-6. Snodgrass remains the running back. Wide receiver on each side. Two tight ends behind the left side of the offensive line. Cohen keeps it himself. Gets an initial push, invites the contact. Does get a nice gain of about 2 yards there, and it will be second down and 18 here. This is the problem here with those holding penalties. They are just absolutely huge drive killers when you try to run the ball like you're doing right now. Cody Clovis comes out.
Or no, he's going in.
Or sorry, Cody Clovis comes in.
Colt
Sandy comes out. Ball is at the 48.
Every time I see Santa Fe come in, I think we're more apt to have a pass play here.
No tight ends. Cooper Payton, the normal tight end, is lined up as the far wide receiver to the right. 2 receivers on each side. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass goes nowhere. Actually lost yards on the play, a loss of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 19.
They called me on that one. I felt Santa Fe coming in was a pass.
Well, I think it was a substitution breaker. You wanted to tell them that you will still run the ball when Cody Clovis comes in.
I would not be surprised. We played that double pass earlier this season.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's lined up at that tight end position. Twins receivers to the right here. Ponceroff comes in motion, gets the handoff. Little double reverse here. Trey Huggins, a nice little Philly special. Corey Cohen drops the ball. He was wide open. I don't know if he would have gotten the first down there, though, but it's a tough one.
I think he had a 90% chance of getting the first down just because he likes running over people. He will be thinking about that one for a while. It was ran to perfection, right up to the point he dropped the ball. But, now we got to turn around and get ready to play some defense here.
Yep. Also got to punt the ball. 4th down. They switch from a spread punt to a tight punt. Cooper Statler to punt the ball. Snap is good. And end-over-end kick. It takes a nice bounce, still in play. Now it goes out of play. It'll be inside the 20 to the keep moving at the 15-yard line. Got to go a long way here, Chance.
They do. It's an opportunity here to see how our defense is going to react. They hit a big one on us last time. I can tell you this. I'll give the line judge credit. I felt that's where the ball went out at, and he done a good job of marking it. And it was a nice punt by Statler. It was really close to getting blocked, but he got it off and well placed.
1st down and 10 here for the Raiders. A running back on each side, tight end on the right, receiver on each side. They hand it off to Kennedy. Kennedy gets hardly anything, but still is able to move forward here for a decent gain of about 2 yards despite being tackled at the line of scrimmage. Nice job of pushing forward there. He is a hard runner, Chance.
He is. Him and Cooper Statler hit each other. Neither one went backwards. They just kind of stopped.
Which usually is a win for the defense. But most 90% of the time when those orange and pink cleats get wrapped around you, you're normally going backwards.
Yeah, that gives you an idea to show you how strong of a tailback the Kennedy kid is for Riverview.
6:40 left to go here in the first half. 2 tight ends lined up on the left side, 1 running back to the right. Do a little quick screen pass here to Baker. Baker has some space to work, and he's tackled at the 30-yard line. That'll move the chains for a 1st down. Riverview out of deep of their own territory. Baker's coming up limping, though.
15 yards on the reception, though.
That's their deep ball guy.
Riverview seems to be finding something here on offense. We're going to need to tighten up a little bit at the cornerback position and start playing a little bit better.
Ball is at the 31 here of Riverview. 2 tight ends to the left, Twins receivers to the right. They hand it off here. I believe that is Kennedy. No, that's not
11.
Kennedy. That's 11.
That's Christian.
That's Christian.
6 yards.
Boy, they're confusing me with whoever they line up at running back.
They do. Their numbers on their white jerseys, believe it or not, do not show up that well either. It's like the numbers
just
are
they're small.
Yeah, the numbers are small.
And they're slanted at an angle. Usually I have their tailback lined up as 26, but he's normally the tight end. Because he's lined up behind the right side of the offensive line. There's a tailback on each side. Kennedy is to the right. Kennedy gets the carry, flag on the play. It'll be a false start.
We finally observed that. That's nice to see. We feel like they've been doing that a lot. It was nice to see it finally get called. That's going to back them up.
It was on number 0, and it was right in front of the line judge, Chance.
Well, I felt they were all in front of that line judge, Ethan. No offense. I mean, they were running right at him. If he's running at you and you're looking at his eyes, he's running at you in motion. If he's running with the side of his helmet going forward, and you're looking at him, you're going forward motion. But our fans here with a nice little jeer to kind of let them know, hey, thanks for calling that finally.
Same formation here. They fake the handoff to Kennedy, a little speed option to DeLong, and DeLong, you don't want your quarterback taking that much punishment. I saw Josh Wilson, I saw Cameron Mercer, and I saw Cooper Statler. All offensive linemen punishing your quarterback with 3 hits there. It does bring up third down and manageable. About third down and 5 here. The line to gain is the 41. Ball is at the 36 on the right side hash. They don't huddle. Same thing, receiver on each side, a tailback on each side. The tight end is lined up behind the left guard. Hard count, waits, timeout. We'll take it with him. 4:54 left to go in the first half. 18-6, CB's lead. You are listening to Clay-Battelle CB's football on WAJR.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
4:54 left to go here in the first half, and the CBs lead by a score of 18-6, but Riverview has shown some life here on offense. They line up on third down and 5, rolling out to the left. It's going to be an easy completion to the running back, that is Ethan Christensen. He gets a first down and close to midfield at the 44. They're just taking what the defense gives them. They were playing that deep ball chance.
Yeah, they were, and they just done that quick out pattern right at the first down marker and wide open to be getting.
4:40 left to go here in the first half. 2 receivers on each side. It looks like Kennedy is lined up to DeLong's left. They fake the handoff to Kennedy, and they keep it DeLong, and he is going absolutely nowhere. Tackled by Cameron Mercer, Josh Wilson, and Cooper Statler. Where have you heard that combination before, tackling Jeremiah DeLong?
44 was hit by
Cooper Payton.
And number 1's just standing there again. It was almost an exact replica of the play we had on the last drive. And, you know, when you're getting that much pressure up the middle like that, it don't leave the quarterback a whole lot of options. I think that's where you're starting to see. I think even their coach is starting to see that a little bit. They're rolling them out a little bit, getting them out for the pass game, because we're bringing that pressure up that middle.
Twins receivers to the left. Running back is on the right side. They drop back to pass here. It's an easy completion over to the tight end. That is Adair. He gets a first down there, tackled by Caleb Hall. Chance, we've talked about this a little bit. We felt like no team that we have played has been able to really punish us on the dink and dunk.
We have. I had brought up the Cameron game. It felt like Cameron took a little bit of advantage of it, and it was something I felt like we needed to work on. But this is the first team we faced that I feel they've seen the same thing on film, and it's like they're trying to use it against us, and they're so far being successful at it.
Same formation here. They send the slot receiver from motion from left to right. He gets the ball on a jet sweep. He does get a decent gain on the play across the 40 down to the 37. Line to gain is the 34, pickup of 6. It'll be second down and 4 for the Raiders. 3 minutes and counting left to go here in the first half. They're putting together a long drive here, but at the same time, you got to kind of start playing with a little bit of urgency if you're the Raiders. This might be time for a deep shot here on second down and short.
If it is, they're going exact opposite, though, because they just brought in 3 big guys. Yep.
Looks like they're bringing in their short yardage package. They do this sometimes. No receivers, a tight end on each end of the line, and 2 fullbacks lined up on each side. They hand it off here to the running back. That is Adair. And Adair gets across the sticks over to the 30, and it'll bring up a first down. Clock is rolling, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here. before the end of the half. And Chance, now you're looking at possibly you are getting that punishment of
taking
score.
the ball early. Yeah, you need your defense step up here. Just keep them out of the end zone for 2 minutes. At this point in time, you don't even care how many yards they get in the next 2 minutes. Just keep them out of the end zone.
First down and 10 here at the 30. 2 receivers lined up to the left. They move the running back from right to left. Now motion the tight end. Dropping back to pass. They've got it over the middle, or actually to the flat side of the field over to the 44. Chance, do I see a late flag come in by the far side line judge? Maybe not. Doesn't look like it.
LePoe's unhappy with something. I don't know what he's seeing, but I know that he's given the main judge, he
I saw a very hard block come deep down the field, but I don't know if it was necessarily unnecessary roughness. 90 seconds left to go here in the first half. Second down and 3. They do a zone read. It goes absolutely nowhere, and there is a flag on the play.
It's either going to be a run for 0 or we're going to get something.
Also, this white hat referee is loud because I can hear him without a mic what the call is. It's holding on the offense, so that'll bring it back to the 33-yard line. The line to gain is the 20.
I think they talk to you if you commit any penalty but a hold, but he really likes standing in front of that mirror and doing the holding call.
2 receivers on each side here. It looks like an empty backfield. It is an empty backfield of nothing but the quarterback. Kennedy is lined up as the slot receiver, tight to the right side of the offensive line. Trips receivers to the right, twins receivers to the left. Pressure comes, and he's not necessarily sacked, but you'll definitely take that minimal gain here as it's still beyond the original line of scrimmage as it's at the 32-yard line. Once again, the line to gain is the 20, third down and 12.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling you're possibly going to see 2 deep throws here just down in the end zone.
This clock is absolutely rolling here to get this first half. The offensive coordinator claps his hands together like a gator. The wide receiver is moving 3 steps down the field before the ball is even snapped, and it's caught for a touchdown. Chance, I cannot believe that that's not called a false start. I cannot believe it. 27 seconds left to go here in the first half, and the Seabees are only going to be up by 6 going into halftime. I'm at a loss for words. They catch it for the touchdown. Ponceroff really did play it perfectly. It looked like he was maybe going to be able to get a hand on that, wasn't able to. They hand it off here to the running back. He's going nowhere. Wrapped and brought down by Cooper Statler. It still remains a 6-point game at 12-18 CB's lead with 27 seconds. You do have 2 timeouts. You can definitely take a deep shot here. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the rest of the first half here on WAJR.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
27 seconds left to go here in the first half between the Seabees and the Riverview Raiders. 18-12. Seabees do have 2 timeouts here, but a good kick return could put you in a little bit of good field position to end this half. So let's see what they do. Booming kick. It goes right to Cody Clovis. He drops it but is able to pick it up at the 25. Cuts and is tackled at the 34-yard line. 20 seconds left to go here. You got 2 timeouts. I think you got to take a shot here if you're Clay-Battelle. At least try to get in a semblance of a pass game and see if you can get some points here before the half. It's going to come down to clock management, though. Receiver on each side. Clovis is to the right. Ponceroff to the left. A tight end on each side. Caleb Hall is the running back. And a timeout whistled by Riverview. We'll take it with them.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
20.3 seconds left to go here in this first half, and the CBs only lead by 6, and Riverview is set to take the ball for the start of the second half here. You're in a little bit of trouble if you're Clay-Battelle. Receiver on each side, a tight end on each side. Cohen drops back to pass, 5-step drop, deep ball, laying it out there for the middle, and it's incomplete.
This is incomplete.
12.8 seconds left to go here in this first half. CB's lead by 6. Ball is at the 34. Second down and 10. Looks like 2 receivers lined up to the right this time. A lone receiver to the left. Cohen drops back to pass. 5-step drop. Looking. Pressure coming, and he just takes the sack. Not the worst thing in the world there. And the clock will run out on the first half. We'll take an extended break, come back with the halftime report here on WAJR.com.
And have to leave home or go to college to build a future. The energy industry is hiring, starting at $25 an hour with benefits and certifications. And the more they learn, the more they earn. It's hard work, but it's worth it. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com. College isn't for everyone, and that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Leaky faucet, clogged drain, water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 Exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Answer Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, fifth-generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
This is the WHAR Halftime Show, presented by the Mon Health System. Feel the difference.
Welcome to halftime, where the Seabees lead by a score of 18-12 over the Riverview Raiders. However, two quarters have been dominated by each team. The first quarter dominated by the Seabees, the second quarter dominated by Riverview. These first half stats are sponsored by First United Bank and Trust. Chance, take it away.
As far as we'll start out with Riverview on the ground, the best player they've had so far is Kennedy, number 44, who has 4 carries for 20 yards. At quarterback, important stat here to kind of look at, to probably talk about at a later time. DeLong is 7 of 8 for 129 yards and 2 TDs. He's taking what we're giving him, and he's hitting them. You have Baker, their tight end, 3 catches, 82 yards with 2 TDs. You turn over to the CB side of things. We've got Corey Cohen with 8 carries for 53 yards. You've got Caleb Hall, 5 for 54 and a TD. You've got Snodgrass with 6 for 19 with a TD. You go over to passing, and Corey Cohen is 1 of 4 for 29 yards and a TD. That one TD is by Clovis. 1 catch for 29 yards. Them stats are brought to you by First United Bank and Trust.
So, Chance, talk to me about the time of possession. You said that time of possession was dominated by the Seabees in the first quarter, but dominated by Riverview in the second quarter, and it's been even. How much is the time of possession difference now that we've seen a domination by each quarter?
I think we have about 30 seconds to 60 seconds at the most to our advantage. They only had the ball in the first quarter, what appears to be about 20. Well, last 28. They had it less than 2 minutes in the first quarter. Then we turned around, and we pretty well just replicated that stat in the second. I mean, you went from, I felt like you had their defense with their hands on their hips, worn out, and they've just fought their way back into this game. And they've seen and found something on film. When you start going 7 of 8 from the quarterback position, and I've mentioned it in the pregame show, I've mentioned it to you on the card right here, I said the quarterback, if he's consistent, is scary. We got to get some heat on and make sure he ain't consistent. I mean, 7 of 8, it's hard to be more consistent than that.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns, who's thrown probably the best deep ball that you've seen all year. I mean, Case and Angel of Cameron, he threw a good deep ball, but I'm not sure he threw this good of a deep ball.
Now, I feel like he hit on one of them, which was a big deciding factor in the game, but was not as consistent with the throw. We've seen our cornerbacks get beat deep twice, and we've brought up the point they like to run to set up that deep ball. We like to pass to set up the run. So far, when your quarterback's 1 of 4, you're not setting up your running attack. They're 7 of 8. That's because they're able to run the ball just enough to open it up, but they've also been using that short passing attack to kind of open us up a little bit, and then we're getting beat twice. Now, me and you both we've screamed and yelled up here with the mutes on the mics and everything else. I don't understand why they don't see the false starts by the receivers. I don't understand why they can't tell the receiver is moving forward before the ball is ever snapped. I mean, it is infuriating to see because it's not like there's times you watch a team and you're like, that's split second. That's really good timing. Like you've taught your players how to be really good off the snap of the ball, even though you know you're moving forward. That last touchdown, you muted your mic because you were pretty well on the point. Like he was 2 steps down the field before the ball ever snapped. And you can't miss that as a line judge. You can't. And that's infuriating. But the main thing is we just got to come out and play some defense. You can't allow a quarterback to go 7 of 8. As fans, we a lot of times get ourselves in the junction. Like we want to complain about the refs. We want to bring them into the point. But there's an easiest way to take that out of the equation. Take the refs out of the game by doing your job so well that you get yourself a lead that it doesn't matter what they do. It's going to be there. And, I mean, we've seen a total. It's 3 penalties on each side. You won't believe what all 3 on each side were for a total of 6 holding calls by the guy who stands in front of the mirror, does the holding symbol because he just enjoys doing it. Nothing else has been called.
I think there's been 1 false start. There's been 1 false start by Riverview, correct? By the line judge?
You're right because we called them out because our fans gave that jeer, so I guess you're correct. I thought they were all holding penalties. So I guess on Riverview, 2 out of 3 have been holding. We have had the 1 false start that they finally noticed that, our fans are noticing.
But it was noticed on the near side judge. The 2 oblivious ones that I felt like weren't called were the far side judge.
And he's standing on the sideline that he isn't getting in the ear of the opposing to go, hey, like they're doing this, you don't see them run to the locker room, but, I mean, I've seen coaches in the NFL and college do it from time to time. If we're on the way to that locker room, you're hollering at that far side judge, going, hey, I don't know if you're noticing this, but it's obvious from my side that guy's moving early. Maybe just call it every once in a while. But, it'll be interesting to see how we come out if maybe that is something that is called in the second half. If it is called in the second half, it's going to, I believe help us out a little bit defensive-wise. But the main thing is we've got to look at our 2 corners and be like, you can't get beat deep.
No.
That's what this team wants to do. And, we got to look at our linebacking core and say, listen, if they're going to do the short passing attack, you got to get to the quarterback before he has that opportunity. And if he gets it off, hit him. Make sure he understands he's going to pay the price for that little 5-yard out pattern. Rattle his bones a little bit. Hope that, he throws it 3 yards short. That way give your guys time to get there to where he's not getting as much zip on it. And so far, the running game, we're doing a good job of, I feel like, containing the running game. But that short passing attack is killing us. It's the one thing I've noticed on film I've talked to you throughout the season with. I feel like is our weak spot on defense. And we found a team now that's been able to take advantage of it. Let's hope that somewhere in that locker room, I mean, we know we've made good adjustments so far this season. Let's hope that our coaches are seeing that and we make some adjustments to get that. Maybe we put somebody with double-team Baker because I kind of feel like in Cameron, we've talked about this, if we ever played him again, you need to double-team the senior wide receiver that killed us. Say, hey, he ain't going to beat us. Everybody else is going to have to. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe we come out this second half, if you're not going to see, maybe was it who's our safety, number 7? I'm drawing a blank on that. Bragg. See Bragg come over top of Clovis, and they'll move Clovis up to kind of bump him just a little bit more.
All right. We'll come back on WAJR. You are listening to the Halftime Report here on WAJR.com.
Your child doesn't have to. College isn't for everyone, and that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Leaky faucet? Clogged drain? Water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing, no more rubbing, no more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Enter Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, fifth-generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
Gas stations are paying $11 an hour. That's not a career, it's a paycheck. But in the energy industry, your son or daughter could start at $25 an hour with full training and benefits. No college debt, real work, real skills, real money. This is about opportunity. The American dream is still alive, and it's waiting right here at home. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Now back to the Mon Health System Halftime Report on WHAR.
Welcome back. We're about 8 minutes away from starting the second half here on WHAR.com. This halftime report is sponsored by Patton Building Services. From janitorial to general building maintenance, Patton Building Services believes clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities. Online at pattonbuildingservices.com. All right, Chance. I'm catching my breath a little bit here, if you can't tell. But
you helped me at the end of the first half here.
Quad A, Huntington is leading George Washington by a score of 13-0. Bridgeport and AAA is leading Preston 28-7 in the second quarter. Halftime, Parkersburg South is trailing to Morgantown 38-0. Woodrow Wilson up on Princeton 21-14 in the second quarter. Martinsburg up on Washington 49-0 at halftime. Spring Mills is currently tied with University 14-14 at halftime. So that's a good game going on across town over in Morgantown. Wheeling Park up on Butler, PA 14-7. Cabell Midland and Parkersburg are tied at 7 in the first quarter. Cabell Midland 1-5, Parkersburg 3-4. Jefferson up on London, or tied with London County, Virginia 7-7 at halftime. Hurricane and Oak Hill zeros. Musselman is up 21-0 on Hedgesville at halftime. We move on to the AAA scores. Fairmont Senior up on Elkins 20-10 in the second quarter. North Marion up on Lewis County 28-0 at halftime. Greenbrier East up on Nicholas County 14-7 at halftime. Herbert Hoover up on Ripley 42-7 at halftime. Spring Valley and Capital, it's a 1-point game, and Spring Valley leads 7-6 in the second quarter. Hampshire up on Berkeley Springs 26-7. Berkeley Springs in AA, Hampshire in AAA. That is in the second quarter. Buchanan Upshur and Quad A up 15-14 on East Fairmont in the second quarter. John Marshall up on Brook 21-7 at halftime. South Charleston is up on AAA side Quad A side Riverside 7-6 in the second quarter. Marietta, Ohio is up on winless Point Pleasant 13-9 in the third quarter. Ugh, that's a score that really sticks in my craw. Independence, number 1 Independence, taking on Barnesville, Ohio, a powerhouse in the Ohio side, and they are now tied in the second quarter at 14. The game is being played at Marietta College, by the way.
First off, really nice field for those who haven't went down there and
What,
seen
the
it.
gray field? Oh, I hate it.
I like the gray field. I like those different colors. There's some.
I love it on Clay-Battelle because you blend.
I was going to say there is some. I think it's Division II college that has a red one.
It's Eastern Washington.
I think it looks awesome, but as far as watching it on TV, not a good thing.
Fair enough. Are you a fan of the blue turf?
I do. I love the blue turf.
Eastern Michigan, by the way, has gray turf as well.
I have to look that one up, look at their field, because I like the different color turfs. I'd almost like to see them like rotate, different colored lines every 5 yards down the field or every 10 yards. I think it would be a nice contrast.
So AA scores, Frankfort up on Petersburg 31-0 in the second quarter. Bluefield up on Bluefield defeated Pikeview 39-0. That game was played on Wednesday. 32-7 is the halftime score between Doddridge County and Braxton County. Mingo Central, 6-0 Mingo Central is up 20-7 on 6-0 Logan.
Now say that one again, one more time.
Mingo Central, who is 6-0, is defeating Logan, who is 6-0, 20-7 in the second quarter.
If I am correct, and I can get my teams messed up sometimes, I think Logan had only given up 18 points all season long. Mm-hmm. That is a shocking score.
Oak Glen is up 13-7 on Tyler Consolidated. Chapmanville up on Wayne 26-7 in the third quarter. Why doesn't Chapmanville just play in AA? I mean, they're playing a AA schedule, for God's sakes.
I think it's one of those we've discussed kind of as schools have consolidated. Just kind of who you get to play. If you want to play locally, you got to play up. Williamstown
up on South Harrison 28-20 at halftime. Westside up on Summers County 12-8 in the second quarter. Buffalo is up on Ravenswood 15-7 at halftime. Sissonville up on Wyoming East 23-7 at halftime. And East Liverpool, Ohio up on Weir 16-0 in the third quarter. We move on to the other single-A scores. Tug Valley up on Mount View 40-22 in the second quarter. Mount View's only 1-5, and Tug Valley's allowed 22 points in the second quarter.
That's giving up a lot of points.
Wheeling Central defeated Martins Ferry, Ohio, 28-20 yesterday. Pendleton County up on Pocahontas County, 35-14 at halftime. Monroe Central Seminoles in Ohio up 28-0 on number 6 Cameron at halftime. Meadow Bridge up on Richwood, 26-12 in the second quarter. Southern Garrett, Maryland, up on Tucker County, 20-14. St. Mary's up on Magnolia, 16-6. East Hardy up on AA side Moorfield, 20-6 in the second quarter. Greenbrier West up on Montcalm, 20-6 at halftime. Gilmer County up on Webster County, 6-0 in the first quarter. Ritchie County up on Tigris Valley, 26-0 at halftime. Valley Wetzel trailing 1-6 Calhoun, 51-8 at halftime. I read that right.
Yeah, I had to look at your phone because I'm like, there is no way in the world that Calhoun scored 51 points. That may be more points than Calhoun has scored in the past decade, and they've done it in a half of football. Like Calhoun,
they put up as many points as Clay-Battelle did on Valley Wetzel in half.
That is an impressive stat. I mean, Yeah, it's one of them teams that, like, that's kind of back in our local area.
Yeah.
But you just notched up as a win when you played them. You felt bad for them. I will tell you
They had the longest losing streak in the state of West Virginia. That was broken when you played Richwood.
I can tell you this, the amazing part of that is I can remember my brother in school when they went and played middle school, so this would have been probably about 85. We come to find out why Calhoun has the worst varsity football team ever. It's because every one of their seniors is actually playing 8th grade. He's been held back for 4 years because they ran out with an 8th grade offensive line that averaged 6'5", tattoos down their arm, and a full beard in 8th grade. Had a 4'2" quarterback that all he done was drop back, throw it over the line of scrimmage, and they had this tall tight end that none of our guys was as tall as that would catch the ball. They averaged 12 yards of reception, but we could not stop it because we had nobody within 2 feet of the height.
He is 12. All right, we'll take a break. Those halftime scores are sponsored by Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable, portable toilets for every event. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. I just went. It's fine. 304-282-7210 is their phone number. Give them a call. Once again, the score here, 18-12. Riverview down by 6. They will receive to start the second half. We'll have the kickoff here on WAJR.com when we return.
Your child doesn't have to leave home or go to college to build a future. The energy industry is hiring, starting at $25 an hour, with benefits and certifications. And the more they learn, the more they earn. It's hard work, but it's worth it. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Leaky faucet? Clogged drain? Water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Ball is placed at the left hash of the 40-yard line. We are just about set and ready to go for the second half of kickoff here on WAJR.com. We'll see what halftime adjustments the CBs have made. Punts are off. Low booting kick goes through the legs of 2 defenders, and it goes out.
Now, if that touched that player,
it should go dead, but they're not going to say that it bounced off a player. So it'll go to the 35. Which I've been saying 35 is not enough punishment in kickoff out of bounds, especially for how you're trying to kick things off just to get some funky bounces and whatnot. 35 is not the worst thing in the world.
You know, we haven't got this all season. It'll be fun to watch to see how our CBs react. I mean, this is the first time they've been put under some stress. Let's see how they come out of the second half.
Since the first week of the season, or second week of the season at least. Receiver on each side, tailback on each side. There's got to be a false start. There's a false start. You can't do it when you won't get a flag when – you'll get a flag when 6 guys do it.
Evidently that's it. There's a minimum of at least 5 have to jump at one time in order to get a false start.
All right. First down and 15 with 1 second off the clock here. Actually, why is there 1 second off the clock? I wonder if they'll reset that. I guess maybe not.
Yeah, they should, because the clock can't run if you false start.
Yeah. It's all right. 1 second ain't going to hurt anybody. All right. 2 receivers to the left. They motion a tight end out. There's another one.
I have a feeling somebody may have talked to somebody.
It was me, Chance. It was me. It actually wasn't me, but you get my point.
I would not blame you if you ran down there and told somebody in a zebra uniform by any means, but it is nice to see these finally getting called. You know, we just want a fair playing field. That's all we want. And you can't allow a guy to have 3 steps before the ball snapped.
And not to mention the fact I want these guys to do well. I want bonus points too. So, first down and 20 here. They fake the handoff, looking to pass. DeLong got a man over the middle, and it's incomplete. Bragg might have had it if he would have played the ball, but at the same time, though, I don't blame him for going with the receiver and saying, you know what, I'm just going to deliver one right to your chest if you catch this one.
Yeah, at the same time, it's an incomplete pass. That's a
and
positive.
It's second down and 20.
Yep, and that's a positive.
Line to gain is the 45. Ball is placed at the 25. Second down and 20. Looks like 2 receivers are lined up to the right here. The tight end is Kennedy. He's lined up behind the left side of the offensive line. The running back is Ethan Christensen. He's lined up to DeLong's left. There's another one, and it's not called. Okay. So there you go. And they hand it off on a jet sweep there to Baker. Baker does get a few yards. It's at the 30.
I mean, we're not trying to emphasize this here on the radio, but it is so obvious to not only us, but several of the fans screaming it right now. I don't know how, when that's what you're supposed to be watching,
I think LePeau is standing right next to the line judge. He's going to yell it. As soon as he sees it, he's going to yell it. Third down and 15 here after a gain of 5. 2 receivers on each side. Running back moves from left to right, and they're going to call a timeout. Timeout Riverview. We'll take it with them. You are listening to Clay-Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR.com.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Enter Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's Football on WAJR.
Crucial third down here. Can you get a second half stop for the first possession in the second half? Line to gain is the 45. Bunch receivers, trips to the right, dropping back to pass, pressure coming, and DeLong is going to be sacked by Mercer. Excellent pressure by a whole host of CBs.
We come out with the ball, but the line judge is pointing he was down. I will tell you this, Colt Sandy had the ball.
Yeah.
That is the third time they fumbled the ball and we've hurt in the ground. Now
I think he tossed it as soon as he went to the ground because he was frustrated. Ponceroff back deep to receive for the CBs. It looks like the punter is the kicker. That is awful. And that punt is awful. They wave it away. They're going to get the ball in opponent territory here down at the 47.5-yard line. Chance, a huge possession here. You have been given a gift of 2 straight false starts, a sack. We said the biggest enemy of Riverview in this first half offense has been themselves.
It has been. The biggest about this right now is you are scoring a 2-point conversion from being down.
Yeah.
Let's go down, even if we don't get the 2-point conversion. Let's go down and get us at least more than a 1-touchdown lead. Give us something to where if we make a mistake, it doesn't cost us everything.
Single receiver to the left, 2 to the right. They hand it off to Hall. Hall gets across the 45, cuts to the middle of the field, gets across the 40, and that is where he will be down. Good dancing run there by Zach Hall as he gets to the 40-yard line. Line to gain is the 37. It'll be a pickup of 7. and 2nd down and 3 for the Seabees. I mean, he just kind of teeter-tottered and danced around almost like a living Oklahoma drill.
He was able to get there. It was a nice 7 yards, and if something would have opened, he'd been gone. It was like the whole time he was waiting. Now, the line moved the defensive line back. He just the hole never materialized.
Jax Huggins is in still at left guard. Cohen in the shotgun. Hall to his right. Hall gets the handoff here. Cuts across the 40. Going to be very close to the line of gain. He will get past the line of gain as he's brought down at the 36. It'll be a gain of 4. Needed 3, and that's a Seabees first down.
I will tell you this. On the stat sheet, Hall will get all 4 yards. Hall really only got 1 yard. Cameron Mercer got the other 3 because when he got stood up, Mercer just grabbed both the guys and shoved them for 3 yards.
Mercer is just incredibly strong. He had that incredible sack on that 3rd down play. He's had a really good game tonight. All right, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ponceroff lined up tight to the left. Fullback on the right. They do a little reverse in that misdirection. It's going nowhere that time. Hall gets a loss of about 3. It's brought back down to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
I think they're starting to key on the tailback on that play. We've ran it a handful of times. I think if you give it to Ponceroff on the end around, it may be completely open. Let's see if LePeau feels the same way.
Colt Sandy comes in. Cody Clovis comes out. Receiver on each side. 2 tight ends lined up behind the left side of the offensive line. We've seen this formation tons of times. Hall still the running back. Cohen gets the snap, hands it off to Hall. Hall waits for his blocks to develop. There's a flag on the play. And Hall is going to be brought down at the 35. This territory brings up holding. They're going to call it on Mercer.
The only thing that don't make no sense there to me is the flag is nowhere near where Mercer plays.
Correct.
He was throwing at the center to...
Not to mention the fact that center
right
judge is behind the right side of the offensive line. It's going to be 2nd down and really long. 2nd down and 23. The ball's at the 49.
We cannot panic here. We can pick up a little bit here, pick up a little bit on 3rd, set us up for a manageable 4th down in their field, on their side of the field. Let's just pick up a couple here and there. I do see Clovis coming in, so
Sandy comes out.
Normally we feel like that they're setting up a pass definitely more, but the last time I called that, we ran a draw. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong this time.
Peyton lined up behind the right side of the offensive line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Ponceroff is closest to us, singled up.
They hand it off to Hall. Hall cuts to the outside. He's got some space to work, and he's down at the 40. Decent run there by Hall. He gets about 9 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 14 here. The line to gain is the 26. Ball's placed at the 40.
Nice block by Cooper Statler there. He pulled, if I am correct, and came over here and kind of set the edge for Hall, and that opened him up for 9 yards. Now you're at 3rd and 14. If you pick up half this, you've got yourself in a manageable 4th down. If it's open, you take the shot, but at the same time, let's try to get us in a manageable 4th down.
Twins receivers to the right. Tight end on each side. Snodgrass now the running back. Cohen. 5-step drop, looking over the middle. He's got Sandy. That connection just really hasn't worked. He looks for that back shoulder. Sandy is looking for that inside. He's almost running a post route. And
yeah, that is the 2nd time we've had what it feels to be a miscommunication. One turning in, the ball going out.
Punt team out here for the Seabees. 4th down and 14. Now they go tight. Good snap, good catch, good punt.
Great punt.
And it's going to be returned here. And good coverage here by the Seabees. Trey Huggins was the initial tackler. Josh Wilson, and it looks like J.J. Doshin, the long snapper / center. In a game like this, a good punt is what can keep you in a game. And now it feels like the roles have reversed. We're back to where you were to start the 2nd half. It's just 5 minutes have been taken off the clock.
And they have worse field position, too.
Correct.
They're backed up to, what is it, they're 16. I have it down at the 18 on those fixed.
Running back on each side here, tight end to the right, a receiver on each side. No false start this time by my initial indications. It was Kyle Kennedy on the carry. He gets a decent gain past the 20, down to about the 22.5. Line to gain is the 26, so a gain of 6. And it'll be second down and very manageable here, second down and 4.
I want to try to will it into happening. I kind of feel like they've put the ball in the ground 3 times, maybe a couple times, right at that as they're hitting the ground. It'd be nice to see us be able to get a fumble here way down in their side of the territory.
Second down and 4 here, same formation. Now they put one of the fullbacks in at tight end. 2 tight ends to the right side. Receiver on each side. And DeLong is immediately met. A perfectly timed blitzed by Cooper Payton. Chance, if that's not an all-state inside linebacker, I don't know what is.
And the sad part is he started out as an outside linebacker, has moved in, and just unbelievable play there. DeLong didn't have a chance. You almost feel sorry for him, but we are rooting for the CVs. Interesting stat here real quick. 6 carries for a negative 23 yards for DeLong.
Wow. Moves the ball back beyond the original line of scrimmage. The line to gain is the 26. The ball is being placed at the 13. 2 receivers on each side. They motion the slot.
And we finally get that false start penalty.
And even the far sideline judge is saying, you're going forward.
And it's about time somebody noticed. Took a half. It's almost like I feel like they went in at halftime and actually read the rule book.
Listen to our tape.
Either listen to our tape or actually read the rule book of like, oh, this ain't the Arena Football League or the Canadian Football League.
6 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It's still 18-12, CB's lead. If you can get a sack here, you're pushing safety territory. But you got to play it safe here. Back off your receivers. They're actually going to hand it off and play it ultra safe. Kennedy gets a decent gain there down to the 20. Once again, the line to gain is the 26. They certainly won't go for it here deep into their own territory. It'll bring up 4th down and about 7.
You say that, but this is a desperate team that this is fake territory for them. They're like, can our defense hold twice? I don't know. Maybe we try something just what some people would say is ridiculously stupid, but sometimes when you're 3-3 and trying to make it, let's see. Nope, gets it off.
He almost blocked it there. It bounces across the 50 down to and it rolls back, actually, and it's going to be taken over at midfield by the Seabees. All right, Chance, you tried a little bit of the pass. It didn't really work. You got the run game going a little bit, but then it stalled out due to a holding penalty. Do you just sit there and go, keep doing what you're doing, just do it cleaner?
You know me. I'm a 3 yards in the cloud of dust type guy, and I don't care if it's Corey running the ball, Caleb, or Snodgrass. I feel like let's set the tone here. I mean, there's almost one of me that if it takes us 12 times to get to the end zone at 3 yards.
That's the best thing.
Let's do that. Let's get the clock ran down and get it in the end zone. I don't think we need to risk anything.
Hall is the tailback. They drop back to pass here. Cohen's got plenty of time. He launches it over the left outside, and he's tripped. Ponceroff gets the flag, and it'll be pass interference on the defense. Number 11, Ethan Christensen, actually told Ponceroff, hey, I'm sorry, that's my bad. That is a flag.
You want to bring up something I seen last night. My daughter cheers for middle school at Ritchie County, and her boyfriend got absolutely blindside, just laid out. This is why I like the kid. He stood up, he walked over, and he fist bumped the guy that hit him, who was 3 times as big as he was. But it was like he just, good job. And that's kind of what that was there. He's like, hey, I know I made a mistake.
Usually, though, if you get to the NFL, that ends up meaning an early retirement and holding the head of a book club. That is a Andrew Luck reference. All right. Ball is at the 35 now after the 15-yard penalty, 1st down and 10. You'd say a decent gain after that penalty. You'll certainly take it. A tight end on each side, Twins receivers to the left. Caleb Hall, the running back to Corey Cohen's left. They fake the jet sweep, hand it off to Hall. Hall gets across the 30 and will be down at the 29. A very good gain of about 6 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
It's that time there. I told you maybe punts are off on the handoff, but they went with Hall, and it was open that time.
Mm-hmm. Good hole, too, on that right side. That right side's been really, really good tonight.
Now, second down.
You can also see that guy lined up on the far side edge. He's got his hand on his chest, and he is huffing and puffing. And to tell you the truth, if I had 73 Zach Gump on the other side of me, I'd be huffing and puffing too. Twins receivers to the left. Snodgrass is now the running back. Tight end on each side. Snodgrass gets the carry, dances at the line of scrimmage. Shoestring tackle. And
maybe got a yard.
Yeah. Actually, I think he got about 1.5 yards, so they're going to mark it. It's third down and manageable here.
This
is roll out and say, unless somebody's wide open in the end zone, tuck it and run, Corey.
Yeah, I like that idea. That I feel this is a very important play. Let's see how it goes.
Hard count. Nobody jumps. LePeau barks. Zone read. Cohen invites the contact. He's going to be very close to the first down. I do believe he got it. The line of game was the 25. It's about a foot past that, and it will be a CB's first down.
It ain't often you see a quarterback hit somebody and go backwards.
Is it kind of wild that you've been sitting there and going, Aaron LePeau really wanted to run a zone read scheme? He may have had the perfect zone read quarterback in his mix as a sophomore the entire time. Now, that's not to say that LePeau chose the wrong quarterback. I think he chose the right quarterback for the system of his offense. I think Corey Cohen has just matured so far from his sophomore to junior season as a runner. Anyways, Twins receivers to the left, running back on the left side as well. Cohen rolls to his right, dances away from pressure, somehow gets away from it. He invites the contact, gets across the 20, and it's down to the 17. That is one of the best 6-yard to 7-yard gains you'll ever see.
I just don't understand. I mean, it is rough to watch a kid who is hitting somebody twice as big as them, but that guy's going backwards, not him. What that is that's summer weightlifting is what that is.
You know what? I'm taking back everything I said about slide my boy slide, because run my boy run. Twins receivers to the right. Cohen, little swing pass here to Hall. Hall's got some deep blindside blockers. He dances, does get a first down here. Boy, I tell you what, if he just planted his foot and went, you might have had a touchdown, but still, new wrinkle in the playbook there. Good play design there to get one of your best playmakers with the ball in his hands in space.
We'd love to give Corey some stats, but the problem with that is it was a backwards pass, which will count as a run for Caleb Hall.
First down and 10 here from the 11. So the line to gain is the 1. Pistol formation with Cooper Payton lined up on Corey Cohen's right. A receiver on each side. Punts are off to the left. Trey Huggins to the right. They hand it off to Hall. Hall bounces to the outside. He's got a little bit of space. Gets across the 5, and he's down to the 2. Second down and 1.
I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
No, you're good. He's close to the century mark.
He's closing in on the century mark at this time. He's 7 yards short of it.
He's only got 12 carries, too. He's keeping that average pretty good. Same formation here. Pistol, fullback to the right. Hand it off to Hall again. Can he be rewarded with a touchdown? He moves forward. He's in! Touchdown, Seabees! 24-12 with 91 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Seabees are back out to 2 scores. The all-important 2-point conversion pending here.
I can tell you now, Ethan, I am breathing just a
little bit of sigh of relief.
Easier. I don't like it when we're 1 score and a 2-point from going down.
You can call that the Caleb Hall drive for sure. But some really good runs there by Corey Cohen, man. He is developing into the perfect zone read quarterback. Rich Rod may need to give him a call. Anyways, 2 tight ends lined up. They move to the right side from the left side. Snodgrass is on Corey Cohen's left. Cohen drops back to pass. Pressure coming. Evades the rush. Rolls to his left. Tries to tuck it and run himself. I don't think he's getting away this time. But boy, the man did a valiant effort to try and get forward. 2-point conversion no good, and it's 24-12. We'll take a break and come back. You are listening to Clay-Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR.com.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, fifth-generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where the Seabees have a 24-12 lead with 91 seconds left to go in the third quarter over the Riverview Raiders. I'm Ethan Collins. Joined alongside me is Chance Collins. Chance, you said that this defensive possession is very big here for the Seabees. I'll let you answer why that is after this kickoff as the whistle blows. They put extra guys over on the left side. Swirling ball bounces off a defender. Goes at the 30-yard line. Good kickoff coverage there. They try to strip the ball away. It's going to be downed at the 33-yard line, and that is where Riverview will take over for a first down.
I just want to put it out there. That's Sleeth on the tackle. That's Josh Wilson on the tackle. That's Santa Fe Clovis on the tackle. It's Ponceroff on the tackle. Playing as a team down there. Getting down
tackling.
There. Yeah.
All right, so why is this defensive possession so crucial here for the Seabees?
I mean, as far as this game goes, it's you want to keep out in front. You don't want to get back within a one-score game again. But, I've been looking at the schedules. I've been looking at who we're playing. I've been looking at how much they've been winning by. I just kind of feel like we need to win this game by 3 TDs to kind of stay in that structure as we move forward to the next couple games.
No wide receivers. They hand it off here, and it is going nowhere. Cooper Payton on the tackle for loss there. Chance, that's not a basketball player.
No. I don't know what that is what I'm going to say, because I have seen him, and I don't know how he plays basketball. I don't, because that is one big boy.
It's one fun football player in Cooper Payton, especially on the defensive side. Second down and 10 here for the for the Raiders. 2 receivers lined up to the right. They fake the handoff. Pressure coming. Colt Sandy gets evaded from the rush. Gets evaded again by DeLong. DeLong going to drop the deep shot, laying it out there. I believe it's caught. Bragg let him get behind him, tried to chase him down, and it's a huge completion from the Raiders. 2 missed tackles from Colt Sandy.
It's a 38-yard
Cooper Payton, and a 38-yard pass complete from DeLong. Wow, that was with 30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Twins receivers to the right this time. It looks like Kennedy is lined up as the tight end, tight to the left. It's actually Twins tight ends to the left, because Turner Adair is also there as well. Another false start, not called. There's a flag. It's probably going to be a face mask. Just by the
in the vicinity it's throwing at, yes.
Nope. He loves to call that hold.
He loves that hold.
All right. They'll back it up 10 yards. You'll take that over a false start, because it's a 10-yard penalty instead of a 5-yard penalty. They'll bring it back up to the 40 or 39-yard line, first down and 20.
I feel like when we're on defense, we should tell LePeau that we need him to get a mirror out there and just stay by the headline judge right there and just keep that mirror, because he loves calling that holding penalty. Them have been 90% of the penalties tonight have been holding.
All right. That's the final play of the third quarter. It's winning time now. The Seabees lead by 12 with 1 quarter remaining. You are listening to Clay-Battelle Seabees football here on WAJR.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing, no more rubbing, no more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Fourth quarter time here in Blacksville. Seabees lead by a score of 24-12. Riverview does have the ball in opponent territory. First down and 20. The line to gain is the 19. Twins receivers to the right, to the strong side of the field. Two tight ends on the left. They do the reverse here to one of the tight ends. He's got some space to run. He's into the open field. He might have some space to work. Chance, that's a big gain there. It brings up second down and short. Ball line to gain once again is the 19. Ball's being placed at the 21.
That was Kennedy on the carry, and that makes him 66 yards on 7 carries. He's been the downfall for us as far as the tailbacks go. Their main tailback, Adair, has 2 carries for 7 yards. You've got Baker at 2 for 12.
What about Christian?
Christian's 2 for 13. Long is 6 for a negative 23. You almost got to start keeping 44 in the
second down
backfield.
And 1 here. There was another false start, not called. Deep ball, and
Pick it
it's
off.
Picked off! Who is that?
Corey Clovis.
Corey Clovis. Can he get some space? Cody Clovis. He's moving. He cuts to the middle of the field. He's in opponent territory. And he's down at the 42.
I got him down for 53 yards on the return.
Read that like a book, sat down there in the zone, read the ball all the way, picked off and taken back down for a long return, and the Seabees take over up by 12 and a chance to make it another 3-score game with 11:33 left to go in this game.
That was big. That was really, really, really big for the Seabees. Now's when you certain term here, you put your foot on that throat and you don't let off of it right now.
Receiver on each side, 2 tight ends to the right. Cohen, QB keeper all the way. Hang on to that ball because they tackled him right by the arm with the ball. He held on to it that time, and it's past the 30. Going to be down at the 29. Actually, no, it's going to be down right at the 30. It'll move the chains for a Seabees first down. And you're in no hurry here if you're the Clay-Battelle Seabees to get this next play off.
Nope, I agree. You take your time on this. Run a little bit of that time off.
It cannot be overstated at how crucial this game is for point totals for the Seabees when it comes to a playoff seed. A receiver on each side, 2 tight ends to the right behind the right side of the offensive line. Same play. Cohen breaks off a tackle, invites 3 guys to come and dance with him, and he's in the red zone down at the 20. He's shaking off guys, tosses the ball to the referee. He said, "Give me the ball, coach, again. I want to be Pat White."
Yeah. You are not arm tackling him, and there's some of them guys coming up there, and they're trying to arm tackle Cohen and just unable to do it. He is closing in on the century mark now at 12 carries, 89 yards.
He's holding his groin a little bit, and he just gave the thumbs up to LePeau. He said, "I'm good. Don't worry about it."
I do apologize earlier. I called Mr. Clovis Corey.
Yeah,
I've been used to saying that all night long.
Cody
Clovis on the interception. I feel bad when I get their names messed up.
2 receivers, 1 on each side. The tight ends, 2 of them behind the left side of the offensive line. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass bounces off the Sandman, cuts to the middle of the field. He keeps churning some yards. He's inside the 10, down to the 8. And the Seabees are imposing their will on goal-to-go situation.
I do feel like, we talked about it early or late in the first quarter. The hands were on the hips. You could see him breathing heavy. You start to look out there on Riverview, and all of a sudden that interception seems to have zapped all that energy out of him. We see a lot of hands on the hip. I see 28 limping. He almost looks like he needs to come out of off the field. He can barely stand on his right leg.
Well, then I'd run right at him.
Yep, I'm hoping we're seeing the same thing.
Well, Snodgrass,
he's your middle linebacker. Run right at him.
They hand it off to Snodgrass. He cuts to the middle of the field, doesn't get very much, but still falls forward for a gain of a couple there. It's down at the 6. It'll be second down and goal. It's actually going to be marked more at the 7 here. We got kind of a bad angle on the yard line. No, it's more at the 6. 9:20 left to go here in the game. 24-12, second down and goal. The Seabees lead and are knocking on the door again.
Big number 75 for Riverview is coming off. I think he is sucking air. You hate to remove the biggest guy you got when you're down inside the 10-yard line if you're a defensive coordinator.
Snodgrass is lined up to Corey Cohen's right this time, a receiver on each side. Cohen going to keep it himself. He bounces to the outside, gets across the 5. He's churning forward. It's a muscle touchdown for Corey Cohen. Chance. That's weight room right there.
That is nothing but weight room. 3 white jerseys on him, and he said, not tonight. Not tonight.
His biggest fan, his father. You could hear him probably on the background noise of my microphone yelling, saying, get there, get there. He is a proud father right now. I am a proud fan. I am a proud broadcaster. These CBs are really turning a new leaf. You talked about second half adjustments, Chance. They have really come out in the second half and have fought hard to put their foot on the pedal and extend this lead. It's 30-12. They hand it off to Hall. Hall tries to get forward. He's in for the 2-point conversion. Finally, we get one to go. 32-12. You asked for a 3-touchdown score lead.
And
you got exactly what you wanted, Chance, with 8:46 left to go. Let's talk about this for a second, Chance, because
here's what I'm going to talk about real quick. I'm going to interrupt you. LePeau is out there jumping in the air, chest bumping Colt Sandy, chest bumping Huggy Bear as they come off. You know, we were talking about it. We were watching film, and I know you were in the middle of something, but this just, it excites me, so I got to go there. LePeau is a very animated coach on that sideline, and I believe that's what makes these boys just bite into what he's down there preaching to them. And it's awesome to see. So go ahead. Do your point.
I'm going to bounce off that because when you talk to LePeau on the record, off the record, he's perfectly the same person. I just want to throw that out there. He is not a change in personalities. He's exactly the same, a genuine guy who really cares about these kids personally. He wants to raise good young men as well as good football players. And let me tell you, Chance, these kids have really turned. There's just something different in this team, and I think a lot of credit goes to this whole coaching staff as well as the seniors for establishing leadership, and Coach Ryan Wilson here for bringing these guys halfway and showing these kids what winners are made of.
You know, and that is it. Like, you've got LePeau. He's putting his footprint on things. But this senior class spent 2 years under Coach Wilson, who we started this 4 years ago. We've spent 2 years with Coach Wilson, really got to like the guy, enjoy the time we spent with him. And this is the one thing I will say about Coach Wilson. He was not near as animated as Mr. LePeau, but he just had a way of coming across to the people and doing it. And I feel like it's just been an extension of Coach Wilson as we move forward, just a youthfulness. You know what I mean? When you've been coaching since 1985, 87, it's a little bit harder to be as ecstatic about things.
It's hard to get with the time.
They're having him re-kick, by the way.
That's interesting.
At this point in time, I onside kick it because they're going to be 15 yards deep right now. If you don't want me to kick it deep, that's fine.
All right, 8:46 left to go. They're going to replay the kick here. They do the same thing. It goes right to the lineman here. He goes down at midfield. That was the tight end there, Turner Adair. Whew.
I just, and I'm going to put that out here. We talked about good young men that LePeau says. I'm going to take a quick second before the next play. We end up getting thank you cards tonight from the boys. Mm-hmm. Nice team picture, autographs on the back. And I can personally say on my own account, it means a heck of a lot to me. I know it means something to you too. And it just goes to show the young men. They said they wanted to appreciate the point that we come out and do this every Friday night. Well, you come out every Friday night. I miss a couple here and there.
Well, I'm going to miss next week, so you're going to be out here for a Friday night that I'll miss, but we'll get to that here in a second. The first down play here for Riverview goes for about a 4-yard gain down to about the 44. I'm not sure who that was on the carry. I think that was
Kennedy. All I can think about on that, I'm a wrestling fan, and all I can hear is Kennedy. I'm sorry. It was
I don't
one
know
of the
what
characters.
I genuinely
that was
don't
his
know
thing.
what that means.
He'd come out on the mic. It was a guy by the name of Kennedy. He'd come out on the mic and do his little speech, and then he'd go, Kennedy.
Interesting. All right. Fair enough. All right.
Mr. Kennedy was his name.
Second down and 6 here. 2 tight ends lined up on the right side, 2 receivers lined up on the left. Looks like Christian is the running back, but they're going to fake the handoff here, and it's DeLong on the keeper. He's got some space to work. He's into the open field. He's across the 20. He's in a foot race. Cody Clovis almost gets him from behind, but it's a touchdown for Riverview, and they are on a 32-18 trail with the 2-point conversion pending here and 7:45 left to go. Don't like to see quick scores there, Chance.
I do not either. That keeps them in the game at this point in time. It was well blocked by Riverview, and it opened up the hole, and Mr. DeLong just took it there.
You talked about this. DeLong is their best athlete. Late substitution here from the 2-point conversion. They hand it off to Adair. Adair is met by Cooper Stadler, and he's going nowhere. Falls forward, 2-point conversion, no good. It stays at a 14-point game. 7:45 left to go.
And that's big because it appears that neither team has a kicker. So you know it's going to be 2-point conversion.
Neither team has been able to get a 2-point conversion either.
Yeah, well, we got one. We actually got one on the last one. So when we scored that, I breathed a little bit more sigh of relief. But at 14 points, you know at this point in time that if they get one, you only got to stop them on 1 out of the 2 if you don't score. Let's hope it don't get to that. Let's hope we march down here, take 7 minutes and 45 seconds off this clock, and put it in the end zone.
First time in a while, Chance, that you getting to see this kickoff team for Riverview. You talked about they kick it deep, but you've got to be on your toes here if you're the return team, because I'm sure they'll be desperate for an onside kick attempt.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing a couple different players, I feel like, on that front line. I see Mercer out there. I see Bragg. I see, is 50 Doshin? Or is
that's Doshin.
Doshin's out there. You've got Tyler Sleeth all the way on one end, and I believe that – is that Ponceroff on? No, he's in the deep.
That's punting.
Huggins.
They are punting. Falls on it.
I didn't think you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that.
I knew you could do it on a safety.
Yeah. Well, you had to do it on a safety. No. The whistle blows here. What are we going to discuss here? So what are we going to discuss here? I know this is going to sound biased, but I don't want to re-kick. I don't care what the result was.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I want the ball at the 50-yard line at this point in time. Let's see. He's going to run over here to LePeau.
So let's see what they say.
Let's use the term run loosely. I think he's asking them if they want to re-kick or do you want the ball where it is. And LePeau goes, I want the ball, baby. Yep, I want it right here, right now, on that 50-yard line. 7:44 to go, and I want my boys to take it down in this game.
They're going to place it actually at the 45-yard line, which is interesting. But to be quite honest, and LePeau's saying, I want it at the 50.
It's at the 50. That's where he got the ball.
They're saying, well, hang on here a second. I don't know if it was at the 50-yard line.
I mean, there's certain –
They're pretty adamant about this here. I don't really understand the conference if you're declining the penalty.
Wait, I mean, the sticks are going back. What are we?
So do we have to re-kick?
Evidently, the Ringling Brothers Circus has showed up in Blacksville, and it's free admission here at the football field.
I don't really understand their interpretation of the rules here, so they're going to back it up to the 35, so it's a 5-yard penalty. I still don't understand why they have to re-kick.
Yeah,
I guess it's illegal procedure and it's a dead ball foul, but I don't want to kick it. Doesn't matter.
I don't. I'm in agreement.
And they're going to kick it far this time. It bounces.
You got to go get it.
Yeah, you got to go get her, Clovis. He cuts across to the middle of the field. He works to the far side of the field. Nobody's faster than Cody Clovis. He takes it across the 35 and is over at the 40. And we can breathe a sigh of relief because we will take over on offense on our own 40-yard line, first down and 10, finally.
I just want to say, as being a Steelers fan, I had flashbacks in week 1 when Caleb Johnson just decided that hey, I don't need to pick up this ball. Just let them have it. And he actually hesitated for a moment. He didn't know he had to go get that ball, and I think his sideline let him know
somebody yelled, go get it.
And then he made up for it hugely with a nice return. Actually, the 38 is where we will start with the ball.
All right, they break the huddle here. Looks like receiver on each side. They're going to line up in that pistol formation that they've been lining up on two-point conversions here with a fullback, Cooper Payton, on Corey Cohen's right. They hand it off to Hall. Hall, stiff arms, not able to get away here, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Not a good start here by the offensive drive as you work backwards, but you got to keep rolling on that clock also. You got to take some time off the clock. You can't let that discourage you after that first down play. Ball is now at the 34. The line to gain is the 48.
There's a talk. You can see Huffman talking to Hall. I believe he wanted him to cut it back in, if I'm understanding the hand motions on that one, and he bounced it out there.
Snodgrass is now the running back. Twins receivers to the left this time. Snodgrass takes the handoff. He gets a hole, but he's tackled from behind. Somehow gets pursued by the biggest guy on the field. That is that's Tristan Mullins. And he'll bring up third down and 9. I still think you run the ball, Chance. I'm not risking it.
I don't mind a run here, keep the clock rolling, and let's see maybe we pick up the first down, even if it's a keep by Corey, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get it into a manageable fourth down. And at this point in time, a first down, if you keep it on the ground, you start moving into the point of just ending the game with the ball in your possession.
Two tight ends to the left, receiver on each side. Running back is to Corey Cohen's left. Cohen keeps it himself, gets across the sticks. He's into the open field. He's across the 40, over to the 35. Tackled from behind, hangs onto the ball. He's down at the 25.
Nice seeing his dad here just absolutely going nuts in front of us. I mean, that's a proud father right there on that run. And there's no doubt in my mind, after the Cameron game, his dad is most proud of the point the ball didn't get knocked out.
So I want to mention this, Chance, okay? Dominion Post reporter Michael Griffith texted me yesterday. He said, how long have you been calling the Seabees? I said, 4 years. He said, if you don't mind, I'll have you on a podcast. That's beside the point. He also said, I'm doing a story on Corey Cohen. Can you give me his stats? You might want to send his stats to him tonight. As we hand it off here to Hall this time, he gets across the 20. Stiff arms a man and gets down to the 14. But Corey Cohen is by far your player of the game.
You know, they're having a battle right here. If Hall would happen to score, he's going to argue that it's him again for a second week in a row, I do believe. But at the same time, you are at 14 carries, 127 yards, and 1 TD for Corey Cohen on the ground.
What's the yards after contact, or what's the pull yards by Corey Cohen also?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm running this on pen and paper over here, okay? I have not got yards after contact or pull yards.
4:45 left to go in this game. Seabees in the red zone here, up 32-18. Cohen with Hall to his right. Takes the snap, going to keep it himself. Gets across the 15, over to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Seabees!
And Corey said, nope, that player of the game, sir, is mine.
That is his second touchdown rushing. Third touchdown of the night, if you include his passing touchdown to Cody Clovis. And the Seabees are up by 20, 38-18 with the extra point pending.
I can also tell you this. I don't know about 40-yard dash, but if you multiply the 10-yard dash, I'm pretty sure his dad's got a below sub-4 40 after what I just seen him run in front of us.
Cohen takes the snap on the two-point conversion again.
Finishes it off.
And he finishes it off. It's 40-18 with 4:33 left to go in this ball game. Who's the first one to greet him coming off the sidelines? It's head coach Aaron LePeau. We'll take a break and come back. You are listening to Clay-Battelle Seabees football here on WAJR.com.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, fifth-generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
This is Clay-Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Legends are made in the fourth quarter, and the CBs are winning the fourth quarter right now by a score of 16-6 here on WAJR.com. The total score is the Clay-Battelle CBs 40, the Riverview Raiders 18. It has been a dominant game on the run. It goes over the head of the intended kickoff target and goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Just for the record, you bring up stat sheets. Can somebody tell me the last time the Clay-Battelle CBs had a touchback on a kickoff? Because that don't happen very often in high school football.
No, it does not.
Maybe unless you're Martinsburg with that kid 2 years ago that was kicking.
Oh, my goodness, I forgot about that.
I believe his leg was as big as my waist, but, man, did he have a leg.
4:33 left to go in the game here. CB's lead by a score of 40-18. The game is to keep everything in front of you if you are the CB's defense. Tailback on each side, wide receiver on each side. They hand it off here to Kennedy. Kennedy gets 5, but that's it. Brought down to the 25, and the clock rolls. And Chance, even though they go no huddle, they take a lot of time off the clock in between plays.
They go no huddle, but it takes so long, like getting the play in still from the sideline. You might as well have huddle is what I'll say. They use arm sleeves, but it takes forever.
Same formation here. They hand it off to Kennedy again. Kennedy gets pushed backwards. And if you see bright cleats, you see bright lights.
You do, and right now he believes that was lights off of an ambulance that drove by and hit him because he is absolutely clocked after that one. He still got 4 yards on the carry, but
he did. It'll bring up third down, and 1 here. But the clock is rolling. You're now at 3.5 minutes left to go in this game. You've only gotten 9 yards and a minute's off the clock. Motion one receiver from right to left. They roll to the left here. Pressure coming by Cooper Payton. Looks like DeLong's going to throw it deep, and it's almost intercepted. The receiver fell down. They're going to say incidental contact and no pass interference. I think that was a good call there.
On that note, the only way that could have been would have been offensive pass interference because it was our defender was closest to the ball when the feet got tangled up. So it was, I'd love to have an offensive pass interference, but those are like very rare ever. But at the same time, well defended. That's the best deep ball we've offended so far tonight.
Obvious go-for-it territory here on 4th down and 1, down 40-18 for Riverview. They're going to hand it off to Kennedy. Kennedy goes nowhere! It's a turnover on downs! Who is it? It's Cooper Payton.
That kid, if he is not first team All-State, I really don't know who deserves it.
What an incredible performance. Should we just say 2 players of the game? The offensive player of the game is Corey Cohen. The defensive player of the game is Cooper Payton.
I'm safe in saying that, yes. That's impressive. We've had him on the outside. He was doing phenomenal at that. But since they've made this adjustment of sticking Statler up on the line and him at middle linebacker,
you may want to think about Jax Huggins going to the D-tackle or D-line position. Flag on the field here for probably a hold as Snodgrass gets a carry for a few yards, but it'll probably be backed up from the 26 over to the 36.
I'm not so sure he didn't call a legal block in the back. His hand motion was not holding because I've seen it plenty tonight. I don't know if the defender turns his back to you if you can call a legal block in the back, though, but they're backing us up 10 yards.
3:05 left to go in this game. The Seabees had the ball after a turnover on downs at their opponent 34 after a block in the back penalty. Clock still rolls after the penalty, it should be mentioned as well. 2 tight ends behind the right side. They're going to huddle. They said huddle, 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 huddle. They said, take your sweet time, please.
I thought
now running.
I thought the penalty was going to be on Gump for road grading because he took that guy and almost took him to the goal.
I want to watch Gump on this play in particular. He pushes a guy. Oh, my goodness. And they keep moving forward. Caleb Snodgrass moves to the 20-yard line, but even further than that, Zach Gump moved his man about 18 yards down the field.
Do believe that was Snodgrass on the carry, though.
Oh, sorry.
Just
yes,
give him
that
credit
was Snodgrass.
That does put Snodgrass now over the 50-yard mark at 53. He has 11 carries for 53 yards. Let's give him credit for the game he has had. It does seem like the holes haven't quite been there as big for him as they've been for the others, but he has gathered them yards up just the same.
Tyler Sleeth is in at running back here. Chance, receiver on each side, 2 tight ends behind the right side of the offensive line. They hand it off to Sleeth here. He gets a hole. He's made it past the 15 down to about the 12, and it will be a first down. That was a good game there by the Hunter transfer.
Yes. He hit the hole with a man on a mission, went for 8 yards. You'll take 8 yards on a run any day of the week.
Tyler Sleeth in his first game back from an injury here.
It's nice to see the coaches getting them a couple plays in here on offense.
I mean, we saw that kid play against us in 100, and I'm sitting there going, this kid's elusive. He's got some wiggle to him.
He's definitely a player that we may need as this season goes along in the depth chart for sure.
Under center here, we take a knee. All right, Chance. It's time to give out some awards here. The post-game wrap-up sponsored by Z-Bart of Morgantown, here to restore your vehicle's original showroom beauty and shine from the inside out. Fort Pierpont Center in Morgantown, or search Z-Bart of Morgantown online. Do you want to go offensive and defensive, or do you just want to give one out?
I love the offensive-defensive idea myself. I think on offense, I think on defense, we're both going to agree here. Corey Cohen, looking at his rushing stats, 15 carries, 144 yards, 2 TDs. Now, you go to his passing stats, he's going to complain a little bit himself. 1 of 6. For 29 yards and a TD, but that one did go for a TD. You go from there. You go on the defensive side of the ball. If there's anybody but Cooper Payton, I don't know what else to do. I will say that Cooper Statler had some major hits, but the impact that Cooper Payton had on majorly big plays, you got to go to him. Like we were talking, I believe between him and Statler, there's a good possibility you're going to have 2 first-team All-Staters on that defense for sure. And we just keep talking. The whole team came together. We talk about it sometimes. It's a quiet game sometimes by Josh Wilson. I was talking to a former player before the game. Help me out. Do you remember who that was down there by the locker room?
I'm sorry, but I can't forget. Okay. I can't remember his name.
I'm trying to remember because I'm going brain dead too on it. But him and me was talking, and it's just talking about Josh having a phenomenal game or a phenomenal year. It seems like he doesn't always make the tackle, but he always shows up and helps the tackle. He always helps somebody get the tackle by setting the end.
All right, we'll wrap things up here. We'll take a short break and wrap things up. You're listening to Clay-Battelle Seabees football here on WAJR.com.
College isn't for everyone, and that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
This is the WAJR post-game show presented by the Insurance Centers, where serving you is our best policy.
Welcome back to Blacksville here. One more time to wrap it up here, Chance. We'll talk about this game, and then we'll talk about some programming notes that we need to address here for next week. So, Chance, an absolutely great game here by the Seabees. Would you argue that this is maybe the best game that the Seabees have played this year?
Okay, this is where you're not going to like this comment. Not the best game they've played, because I really feel like
they can play better.
Well, we had the lead, and I kind of felt like we let off the gas a little bit. What we found out is I think it will be one of the biggest learning experiences that they've had. They found out that, hey, just because you jump out 18-0 in the first quarter doesn't mean that a team's just going to lay down. Kind of felt like some of the early teams did lay down on us when you start talking about Valley, Wetzel, Richwood, because they haven't won but maybe one game a year. When you come out the second half, now if you're asking me how did a team respond, is this the best response you've seen from Clay-Battelle?
Well, you didn't see Frontier, but
well, maybe I did, and you're right. I watched on film a little bit. I did watch the game that way, of course, but at the same time, like the response and how they came out, the fact that there was a play even there in the second half. Riverview scored. We wish that wouldn't have happened, but they didn't tighten up. They said, no, you know what, we got this. They haven't stopped us. We're going to go down and score again. Phenomenal response by the boys. What I can say is, like I said, I think they're going to learn more from this game than they've learned from any game so far this season. And I think it's a growing experience. One of the biggest things is, we sit here and we go 1 for 6 for Corey Cohen at quarterback. But you know what Corey proved tonight? Even to himself, what Corey proved was, I don't got to be a phenomenal passer. My team will pick me up. And we will get there. Plus, I can run over people with a hit stick all night long. And, you put this on film. If the other kids watch film, I'll tell you this. The last guy they're going to tackle on our team
is Corey
Cohen.
All right. That's going to wrap things up for this game. A little bit of a programming note. Chance, I will not be here next week. It breaks my heart to say, but unfortunately some promotional duties have not allowed me to call this game here next week. However, we will get this game on the air. A guy who I trust completely. He actually records the games for us over at the WAJR Control. Jonathan Edwards will make his WAJR broadcasting debut this Saturday. Kickoff is, I believe, set for 1 o'clock.
I think it is 1 o'clock.
Against the Sherman Tide?
I do not know what Sherman's nickname is. I cannot help you with that.
But Sherman is a good ball club, man.
We are looking, just to kind of put it out there, we're probably looking, and we're only estimating at this point in time. We don't know what Sherman's done tonight. Actually, Sherman's got a bye week. That is something I did see on the schedule. So they've got to win no matter what you can call it. Like they're going through the bye week. It's going to be about bonus points. There's a very high possibility in Blacksville, West Virginia next Saturday at 1 o'clock. You're going to have the number 4 and number 5 team in single-A football facing off. We love that you come and listen to us. It's going to be a replacement for you this time. But, this is also a game. Show up in the stands. I want the viewership, don't take me wrong, but I want to see the boys have fans here. It's going to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Make it your tailgate party, pregame party. Come here, watch the Clay-Battelle Seabees play, then go to Mountaineer Stadium and watch your Mountaineers for homecoming take on TCU.
Now, I will tell you this. The front ticket people will not allow you to bring the alcoholic beverages in here to Clay-Battelle, okay? Just bring in a water, bring in a Stanley. Just don't tell them what's in it. Nobody will ask any questions. Get warmed up for that tailgate to go down there.
You drink at the 7-Eleven and then you come over here, okay? You don't drink on school property. God!
It's just a Stanley. It's water. It's water. It's all it is. It's just water. It smells funny. Got it out of the creek. That's why it smells so funny.
And the water is tequila. All right, folks. That's going to wrap things up here for this game. Your final score, once again, one more time here before we say so long from Blacksville. It is Clay-Battelle 40, Riverview 18. We'll see you next Saturday. Be sure to tune into the pregame show here on WAJR.com.
High school football on WAJR has been brought to you in part by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, keeping your home cozy year-round. Morgantown's residential HVAC and plumbing leader for over 20 years. Online at advancedheatingandcooling.info. By HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, West Virginia's choice for physical therapy for over 45 years. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. Find a location near you. Go to healthworksrf.com. By Lang Monument, family-owned and celebrating families since 1874. Located in the